More tips to make you a smarter traveler Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys.
Yeah, you know, LeBron is aiming to make his debut tonight for the Lakers, coming off of sciatica issues, and there are concerns about how he may affect the chemistry. We have no such concerns with the high flyer joining our show today.
I don't know, man. I don't know, because, like, usually I'm in the back seat. You know what I'm saying? Kyle usually is in the passenger seat.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, I guess I'll ride shotgun today.
You get more touches.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that'll be a problem for anybody.
You know what? And I let it fly, too.
I know.
Ooh, I'll let it fly.
What does Jerry say? If it feels like leather, he's going to shoot it.
Hey, let me tell you, it won't be from the lack of trying. Let me tell you that.
What did you think of the conversation that Alan was just having here? Because I was hoping to touch on that as we started today as well. And we dedicate this show today to people who are Kings fans and Raiders fans, because it's a tough road to hoe right now.
It's, you know what, it really is. You know, and we were just talking about it. And like I said, for myself, born and raised East Side Oakland, I claim it. I won't ever deny it. And, you know, and being working for the Sacramento Kings, this is my team. I'm sorry, but I got to ride with them, good, bad, or indifferent. And we're just going through a tough time right now. I'm not going to jump off the wagon. I'm not that type of fan, but I just got to ride with it.
Yeah, to me, an NFL comp, a better one for the Kings would be a team like Arizona. They've been around forever, and they haven't had a ton of success. The Kings have been around forever. That's the thing we forget here, because they didn't start here. They started in Rochester, went to Cincinnati, Kansas City, but they've been in the NBA for a long time. They've got just the one championship. But here's a similarity, and I hate to go here already, but between the Raiders and the Kings. Since the Raiders moved to Vegas before the 2020 season, they've selected 48 players, high flyer, in the draft. And Brock Bowers, he's like the only one that they've drafted that you'd say, ooh, he's a star. So
yeah.
Both teams have struggled to convert the draft picks.
Well, you know what? We haven't drafted well, but I tell you what, we've had some players come through this organization. I'm sorry. You know, when you have players like, and I'm not going to go all the way back. You know, I'm not going back to Chris Webber and all those days, because we know what they did, and they had success. When you have, like, Rudy Gay, Darren Collison, DeMarcus was in there, and that's true, they did draft him. Yeah. Right, they drafted DeMarcus, and then when you look, okay, we drafted De'Aaron, right? We drafted Tyrese.
Yes.
You know, you've had some players come through here. I mean, we got Zach and we got DeMar right now, and Russell. You know, all of those guys looking at Hall of Fame careers. So we've had players. It's just all about, can you put it together? What's been going on with this team to where they haven't been able to put this together and make it work?
And I know you and I have talked about this a lot, and it's never simple when you're looking at a team in any sport at any level. They're not playing well. But to me, there is one basic flaw in both these teams. The Raiders' offensive line is terrible. They can't run the ball, and that sets them back in a lot of areas. It's funny because I don't know if you saw this. Geno Smith, after the game, he's like, yeah, if something's wrong, blame me. And he said, if your kids don't do well in school, blame me. He said, if something's wrong with your car, blame me. So he made his point. But the Raiders' offensive line makes it hard for them to get anything accomplished. And again, as you and I have talked about so many times over the last couple of years, Henry, the Kings, they're giving up so much defensively, it's just hard to get much traction going.
It is too. And like I said, I'm going to go back to the football game. You know, when you don't have an offensive line, right, and you can't run the ball, then that makes it hard on your receiving crew.
Everybody, yeah.
It makes it hard on your receiver crew because they're like, they can't run the ball, so now we're just going to match up man-to-man or go 4-3 zone and take away the deep ball, and you're stuck.
Yeah. And
You're
the linemen, the defensive linemen are like, I don't have to worry about them running it, so
exactly.
Let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody plays the pass.
Yeah.
So, with the Sacramento Kings, it makes it so tough because, I've been in locker rooms and I know what scouting reports look like, Whitey. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure when the Kings come in, because I scout just like regular scouts. I have to scout for what I do on the radio with G-Man. And I know it says no front court, no rim protection, no rebounding, and they're not a fast-paced team and willing, if you pressure them, to turn over the basketball. All of that's on the scouting report. So next thing you know, you say, okay, we're going to give you the three-point shot because we know you want to shoot threes. All we're going to do is grab every rebound to come off the glass, and we're going to beat you down court and score because we're going to take everything to the basket. Have you noticed, and I know you have, every big man that the Kings have faced, they've looked like Hall of Fame players, and these are regular run-of-the-mill centers.
Hartenstein. Yeah. Hartenstein was clowning the Kings. He's throwing the ball at the basket with his back to the basket. And it was 14 for 17 or whatever he was.
Straight just pick and dive.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even roll. Pick and dive to the basket. And, I felt bad for Schroeder. I felt bad for Malik Monk. I felt bad for all of these guards who are trying to rotate over and guard a 7'1" dude. Mm-hmm. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You put them in a bad situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think Doug's in a really bad situation. And I think the veterans are in a really bad situation too, because right now they don't know, okay, where is this going? They're seeing the writing on the wall. Perhaps, maybe this team's getting younger. We don't know for sure. That's the way it looks. So if you're a veteran player, I mean, I know you're a professional and they're getting a lot of money. I understand all that. But I think it's got to be tough right now if you're one of the veterans, Henry, because you're just wondering, all right, what are we doing here? How do I fit into all this?
Well, you can say that. But at the end of the day, if you listen to what Doug says, he said everybody is on the same accord, right? Mm-hmm. He said everybody is in a line. Because, see, us as media, us as fans, we're trying to figure out, really, is everybody on the same accord? Is everybody in the same line about what's going on here? So Doug says yes. So if you're a veteran on this team, you know exactly what's going on. When I look at this basketball team, I look at one thing and one thing only, your heart and soul. How much heart do you have out there on the floor? Because for me, I hate being embarrassed. I hate being embarrassed. You're not going to embarrass me out here. So that's where, my inner anger kicks in. We talked about long time ago when, we would say angry fox. Believe me, my ego kicks in to where I can't take it if I'm just getting scored on bucket after bucket after bucket after bucket. I'm going to step up and do something different. Either I'm going to foul the hell out you or I'm going to play some good defense. One of the two is going to happen.
You get 6 of them, Henry. You might as well use them.
Oh, I use all of mine for real.
Yeah. Now, I know that a lot of people, when I ask you this question, they're going to roll their eyes and say, oh, excuses. Not an excuse, but how difficult has this schedule made things on this Kings team? I don't think this is a very good roster right now. So I'm not saying, if it wasn't for that Keegan and the schedule, they'd be okay. But it has been an absolutely brutal schedule, has it not?
It's been a tough schedule. But at the end of the day, Whitey, you got to face them anyway.
Sure.
So, you can say at the end of the year, okay, well, that beginning hurt, but they caught up in the middle or caught up at the end. You still have to go through these guys. I'm sorry, the West is what it is. Mm-hmm. You have to deal with that. The one thing, if you really want to start trying to find an excuse, okay, the Kings haven't been healthy since day one, all right? And then you lose Keegan Murray, your best defender, one of your stretch guys to shoot threes, and then your second best rebounder. And now Sabonis has been 60 to 70% the whole year, right? You're very light in your front court. Mm-hmm. So that's tough. And then you have to play small ball. I'm sorry, it's what it is. At some particular point, I saw Doug had a lineup of 6'6" and under. You have to play small ball. But in order for you to play small ball, it can be done. We've watched teams do it. We've watched D'Antoni run 5 guards out there, and they just run up and down and score. We've watched Don Nelson do it back in the day with Run TMC. Rod Higgins, 6'7", 6'8" at the most, and they ran up and down. They were able to score, but they understood how to play small ball, and it's team everything. It's gang, gang. You have to rebound, gang, gang. Defend, gang, gang. Steal, gang, gang. All of that has to be in your repertoire. And if you have guys that pretty much don't want to play defense, it's not going to work. And I will never say can't play defense, because if you're in the NBA uniform and you are in the NBA, I'm sorry, the NBA is the elite. Okay, we have some guys that are more freakish athletes than others. Understandable. But if you are in the NBA and you got a jersey on your back, you are an elite athlete. You mean to tell me you can't play defense? I'm not trying to hear that. Mm-hmm. So it's either you won't play defense, right? And if you don't do that, you have no way of winning. You cannot compete. That's the number one thing here.
Yeah. I just think right now it's obvious they don't really defend any part of the floor. I know when Mike was here, and you'd know this better than I, haven't played in the NBA, but they ran almost like a pack line. Like they protected the paint, and that kept Domas out of foul trouble, and they gave up a lot of threes. So, we talked about that so often when Mike Brown was here. Mm-hmm. Oh, they got killed from the three-point line. But part of the reason that happens is because they were protecting the paint. So now it seems to me that they're trying to defend the perimeter a little more, but they're really not defending any part of the floor right now, Henry.
Well, small ball, you're going to give up something.
Yeah.
Small ball, you're going to give up something. 9 times out of 10 when teams play small ball, they fall into gimmick defenses. You're either going to go to the 2-3 or 2-3-1 or matchup zone, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. You go into a zone because that's the pack the paint. Packing the paint because you're trying to rebound the basketball. So you're going to have to give up some shooting.
Yep.
If you're still trying to guard everybody at that 3-point line and play in a zone, you got too many holes now.
Right.
Guys can get in, and you're going to get killed at the rebounding. You pack the paint because you're trying to have 3 guys down there to rebound. Well, if you don't have everybody rebounding, your guards got to come back.
Yeah.
And when you look at the Kings, they have the resources to do it. Dennis Schroeder can rebound the basketball. You got the best rebounding guard, self-proclaimed, in the NBA ever, in Russell Westbrook.
And the facts bear him out, at least, yeah.
I love Russ. Yeah, I love him, I do. I love his whole mentality as far as how he works for a game. But you got Russell Westbrook, who can rebound the basketball, right? Keon Ellis can rebound the basketball. And I'm sorry, Zach LaVine, if you can jump from the free throw line and put the ball between your leg and slam dunk, you can rebound a basketball. But they all have to buy in. It has to be done collectively.
And you have no choice right now, to your point. You have to play small because you are small. And to me, in today's NBA, if you're going to have any real success playing small, you got to put a lot of pressure on the other team by making a ton of threes. And this team, they've shot the 3-ball well at times, but they're not really built that way.
Whitey, I don't even think you have to make a ton of threes. I think you have to speed the game up. Mm-hmm. Right? You have to get deflections. You have to get steals. You have to get turnovers. Those don't have to equate to 3-point shots. Get to the basket and score, right? And seeing what the Kings do, if you're a
the
real
guy who's best at that, by the way, is the guy that don't play, but that's a whole different thing.
And if you're a real true savant of the game, you understand how you have to have the yin to the yang. If you're just stopping and shooting threes, there's another aspect of the game to where you're just totally forgetting about. How are you going to use the free throw line? Mm-hmm. People are like, well, the Kings only went to the line 10 times. Well, they stop and shoot threes all the time. Mm-hmm. If you put the ball on the ground and attack the rim, you're going to get fouled. You're going to get to the free throw line some. You're going to get to the free throw line more. And when you start losing basketball games by 1, 2, and 3 possessions, and you look at the totality of the game, you say, what else could the Kings could have done to win this basketball game? You can point to a multitude of things. You can say, okay, well, you could have got some more rebounding. Well, we kind of struggle over there. Well, you know what? You could have played a little bit better defense. Yeah, we kind of struggle over there too. But you could have got to the free throw line more, and the way you do that is being aggressively attacking the rim.
Even DeMar, who's having a really good year statistically, even he's not getting to the line as much, and that was his calling card, among other things, when he came here. You were talking about the yin and the yang. That's really where the Kings' defensive problems are causing them issues at the other end because it's so difficult. Doug has talked about this, Coach Christie. When you're facing a set defense every time, it's really hard to get into your offense. And you're facing a set defense every time if the other team is scoring every time.
Right. And Whitey, it's not just scoring the basketball from three. Everybody looks at our defense and say, "Oh my God, they're horrible from beyond the arc." No, it's not that. It's the interior where we're getting killed.
Points in the paint is
points in the paint is at a premium against the Sacramento Kings, and that's the problem to where you're going to go back on a set defense, and we're getting killed on straight line drives. Back in my day, a straight line drive will get you a one-way ticket to the bench because we played a lot of man-to-man. And not to say that when I played, the Sacramento Kings was a great basketball team. We weren't. We were not a great basketball team. But I tell you what, defensively, we would pick it up because we understood. And if it was a guy that was out there and your man kept the straight drive lining you to the basket, we policed ourselves. It's like, hey, bro, you can't guard him? If you can't stay in front of him, because we're not bringing no help because, I got to guard Dominique over here. I'm not leaving him. I got to guard Larry Bird over there. I'm not leaving him. I'm guarding Magic because our guards was too small. I can't leave him. So if you can't guard your guy, we're going to put you on the bench. Somebody else got to come in here that can stay in front of him. Because when you help is exactly what it is, Whitey. If your man is driving and I see, you're on the sideline, you're trying to catch back up, I'm going to stunt for a second and get back to my guy.
The bump, baby.
Right.
The bump.
Right.
Yeah.
And even if you want to run the bump and run defense, right? If I'm going to jump over and I have to take your guy, you got to fly to the corner and get mine.
Right.
That guy is standing watching, and now I'm getting beat on the dribble, and it's a guy in the corner ready to shoot a wide open three.
The high flyer with us today. By the way, we have Ramsey helping us out today, filling in. We appreciate that very much, Ramsey. I know there are some people, and I'm one of them. I'm not sure. Are we seeing Henry? Are we all good on YouTube? Okay. I know someone mentioned a blank screen.
I'm about to say, yeah, you better get this face on YouTube.
Right.
What y'all doing?
I know. I just wanted to make sure.
I done shaved and everything.
I just want to make sure. Could just be my system here, but we'll get you up and going so you don't miss any of the wisdom of the high flyer today. The Kings are not. You know what? I wasn't going to go here this soon. This is actually true, mathematically true. I don't know what the Kings want to do. If the Kings looked at things and said we could still get back into the play-in, if they did that, Henry, they're not that far out of it. I hope they don't do that, but if they did, they wouldn't be far out of it because there's so many teams at the bottom of the West.
Are you on a tank train, bro? Are you on a tank train?
I would rather see them get a high draft pick than kind of limp into like the 10th spot. I would.
You know what? I understand both sides. I really do. I understand both sides, but the competitive side of me, because sometimes you guys ask me to put back on my jersey, put back on my uniform. And the competitive side of me won't let me do it. It won't let me do it. I'm out there. I'm trying to give it 150% because every time I hit that floor, I got one thing and one thing only on my mind, and that's winning.
Right. Yeah, but you know how it is. If a team does that, teams have done it, you're not asking the players to not try to win. It's more a matter of how you manage the roster and how you manage who's playing. Never, ever, ever would NBA players go, we're tanking? All right, yeah. I'll just go out there and half-ass it. I know, never ask players to do that.
Because
players don't do that.
Because honestly, all the players that I know, and I know a lot, I know the old guys and I know some of these new guys, before you ask them to tank, you just sit them on the bench.
Yeah.
You just don't play them.
Right.
So when you see guys that sitting on the bench, you're like, yo, man, why is he sitting over there? You know what's going on. You don't even have to ask. He has his uniform on. He has his shoes tied and everything.
Right.
But he don't play.
Okay.
You know why?
Yeah. You would like to see him make a run still? Is that?
If they can.
Yeah.
Like I said, the competitive side of me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I know right now they're not playing well. But you get Keegan back if you could find a way to play better. Right now they are 2.5 out of the 10th spot. That's not great this early on, but that's certainly not, something that you can't
overcome.
Yeah. And Utah, by the way, they're 10th.
Right.
Here's the thing about Utah.
It's a lot of games left.
Yeah. And another thing about Utah, they have a pick that goes to OKC, but it's top 8 protected.
Right.
So I think that they will want
that
to keep that
pick. Right.
Yeah. So they don't want necessarily to even be in.
So basically what you're saying is Utah's going to start holding some of them players out.
Probably. I mean, they've done that in the past. I know they're 5-8, but you would think that, all right, they're probably going to want to keep that pick. You got Memphis 4-10, the Clippers 4-10, the Mavs 4-11, Kings 3-11, and the Pelicans, who are just abysmal, are 2-12. So there is a path. If that's how you wanted to go, and it's not the way I would choose, but if you want to go that way, even though they've played really poorly, it's not hard for me to squint a little bit and imagine that, all right, theoretically you could get back
and
in.
You know, and I think a lot of our fans, they still want to see this team, even if it's squeak in. They just want to see them there. They just want to see them there. Now, my squeak in is squeaking into the playoffs.
Sure.
I don't want to see this team squeak in to the play-in, because I do understand the ramifications on the other side when you start talking about your draft picks and the players that you're trying to bring in. I honestly think, Whitey, that, you know, and this might be going on. I don't know. I'm just looking from the outside in.
Right.
A decision is going to have to be made about the future very soon. Which do you want to do? You know, do you want to take the Whitey route, because you got to get help later on down the road? Or do you want to still take a lot of the fans route and still try to be competitive and slide wherever it is you can get into and try to do as best as you possibly can?
Yeah. And that's why, as I look at this, I'm a little surprised. I was assuming that's what they would do. Like you, I'm on even more than you because you're with the team. On the outside looking in, I figured, all right, they'll probably take 20 to 25 games to see where they are. Then they make that decision. Right, we're going to pursue this, see how good we can be, or maybe we start to tear it apart. Well, here they are, 14 games in? It's not going well, but they're not out of it.
Right.
If you're just talking play-in, mathematically, they still are within, they're in the right zip code still.
And then again, too, Whitey, is that you really have to take in consideration that you really haven't been 100. You haven't been 100 the whole way through. So
that's true.
How can you really gauge something when you haven't had everybody in your arsenal, you know, at your disposal? You really can't gauge it like that. And you know, I know we put a lot on Keegan Murray, but when Keegan Murray comes back, how much of this deficit and how many of these holes that the Sacramento Kings have are going to be filled? Now he's going to be able to help. You know, he's going to pour some concrete in that hole.
Yeah.
But is he going to fill it and make it smooth and everything so you can't see it? I don't know.
Right. There's also this. If you were going to decide, hey, Whitey says maybe we should just, you know, tank or whatever you want to call it. If that was the way they were looking, there's this, Henry. You've got other teams right now that are tanking, and they're really doing it well. The Wizards are 1-12. The Nets are 2-11. The Pacers are 1-13. I mentioned the Pelicans 2-12. So if you were the Kings, you thought, we really want to get one of those top 3 spots. It's going to be hard to do because other teams that are really committed to tanking are really good at that right now.
Well, it's going to be one of those things to where, let's just say a decision is made, and the decision is made for the future.
Yeah.
Well, you're looking at players like DeMar probably be number 1. You're looking at Sabonis. You're looking at Malik Monk. You're looking at
Levine potentially,
well,
although it's tough with his deal.
Levine's contract is so huge,
right?
You know, but you're looking at moving all of those players. So you move Sabonis out. What? Max Reno gets that spot. Okay, you know, you probably sit Keegan for the rest of the year. Just say, okay, Keegan, you're hurt.
Right.
You see, sit Keegan for the rest of the year, right? And then, you know, you roll with Russell Westbrook. You even try to move Schroeder. You roll with Russell Westbrook. You bring in DC. You let the young rookie get all the run that he possibly can, and you let Russell Westbrook and these young cats just run, just play. But like I said, all those others are going to have to be removed. And then right there tells you exactly what's going on. Right. You don't have to ask.
Yes.
You don't have to ask. You know. Okay, everybody's gone. Everybody's been moved. We know the decision that has been made.
Mm-hmm. And we await that decision one way or the other. The High Flyers with us today. When we come back, Brendan Nunez joins us with more on what's going on with the Kings next. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Sacramento, the wait is over. The all-new Hard Rock Sports Bar is here at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. Enjoy the ultimate 24/7 sports watching destination with 20 big screens with all the action for the premier game day experience. There's no other place you'd want to be to watch all the games with you and your friends. Now open at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. For more details, visit casino.hardrock.com/Sacramento.
Now is the time before winter is full on in your kitchen to make sure your heat or your furnace is ready. How do you do that? Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating will get the job done for you like they did for me last winter when our system crashed and burned in the dead of winter. Check them out, leesair.com. Right now, get $100 off any AC heating or plumbing repair. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating does it all, and they've been doing it at a high level for 40 years. See how they can help you stay warm and cozy all winter at leesair.com. That's Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 635355.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Born in 1892 to a socially prominent family, she was the consummate athlete, proficient in golf, tennis, marksmanship, swimming, and car racing. Many considered her the greatest horsewoman of the century. She was a pioneer in the field of golf course development with 3 world-class courses on her resume: the Women's National Golf and Tennis Club, Cypress Point, and Pasatiempo. Working for SFB Morse of Pebble Beach fame led to her second golf course development, which many consider to be the greatest golf course in the world, Cypress Point, where she developed a lifelong friendship and professional relationship with famed architect Alistair McKenzie. Pasatiempo in Santa Cruz was her third development, where she hosted the likes of Bobby Jones, Will Rogers, Babe Saharias, and more. Today, her place is alongside many others in the World Golf Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Marion Hollins, a visionary golf course architect and pioneer of the game. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heat and Air. Right now, breaking news, they're upgrading their offering to include plumbing, bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. They're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy Home Pros. You hear me talk about them as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement, and now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free, and they'll give you a second opinion and almost certainly save you money. Oh, but wait, there's more. With winter coming up, how about a free furnace special? With full system installation, you're getting a free furnace, not a discounted furnace, a free furnace, and up to $4,000 in rebates while that funding lasts. So get there right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
High Flyer with us today. I think it's really fascinating, Henry. We see this every year. The Kings are not very competitive, but the basketball has been frustrating, but the conversation is so lively because fans care so much.
Yeah, believe me. The fans are really in tune to this. And hey, man, don't cut my man short, man. I'm telling you. I'm feeling bad about being in Oakland, but that's a plus right there. That short but funky goes away, man. It hits different. It slaps.
Ramsey didn't mean to pull it out from under you.
And you know what, though, man? Love my man Too Short. One of the positive dudes to come out to town, ain't never changed, has stayed the same from day one.
Mm-hmm.
We was in the 10th grade together in political science class.
What school is that?
Fremont High School.
Okay.
Sat right next to each other.
Uh-huh.
Todd Shaw, Henry Turner, right next to each other.
That's awesome. That's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Nice enough to join us now with more on what's going on with the Kings. We're going to get to him in just a moment here. Brendan Nunes is going to join us. He, of course, covers the Kings for Sactown Sports, Kings Insider, and beat reporter. How do you think, Henry, before we get to Brendan, we're efforting to bring him on now, how do you see the starting lineup looking once Keegan comes back?
Wow. He has options now, though.
Yeah.
He really has options, and seeing that Doug is pretty much trying everything. I mean, he's throwing the kitchen sink at it, but he hasn't done this. I might think about starting Keegan at the 3.
Woo. With Precious?
Yep. And Domas.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, that'll help some of that rebounding.
Yeah.
That'll help that rebounding problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's one of the things to where, like I said earlier on, to where, Keegan pours some cement in the hole. It might not cover it smoothly, but, they could definitely rebound the basketball and then hopefully get out in transition. You're not getting just straight killed at the rim.
Well, if you do that, then that means
DeMar has to go to the bench.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. It might not be something that would be forever, but I would definitely try it.
All right.
If I'm Doug, I am trying everything, bro. I mean, it would be no stone unturned. Everybody would probably come off the bench at least once to see what happened on my team.
Let's see how Brendan Nunes would play at Sactown Sports, Kings Insider beat reporter. How are you, Brendan? Thanks for your time. What's up? No, we're not getting Brendan yet. We'll get him on. Sorry, getting mixed signals there. We'll get Brendan Nunes on. Yeah. So. You would have DeMar coming off the bench. You'd have and Keon. Who's your point guard then? Zach and
whoever. It was Schroeder or Russell.
Russ would probably start.
Whoever you want to start. You have Zach at the 2. I would put Keegan at the 3, Precious at the 4, and Sabonis at the 5.
Mm-hmm. How do you see Keegan fitting into this offense? Don't we ideally? I know I do want to see him get more shots, which is going to be hard in this offense. But that's what I'd like to see.
I think with Russell Westbrook at the point, he would be able to find him. Mm-hmm. We can say what we want to about Russell. Like I said, he gonna give you 4 turnovers. He gonna give you 5 bad shots. That's just Russ. But if you let Russell play 30-plus minutes, he gonna get you almost a triple-double. So I think Russell has the basketball IQ to where you say, hey, Russ, this guy's gonna help us out. All Keegan has to do is get to the right spot. Mm-hmm. I think he'll be able to get some shots up.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think's going on with Keon? I'll tell you this: Zach Lowe, he was on his latest podcast yesterday, and he was Mo DeKeel was on with him, and they were talking about the worst teams in the West, and they were talking a lot about the Kings. And one of the things Zach Lowe said was, "I had 2 scouts after one of the games ask me how come Keon Ellis isn't playing more. You got any theories or anything on why we're not seeing more Keon?"
I don't. Keon is the X factor, though. And Keon should be. Now, I don't know how they feel about him, but Keon should be a part of the new birth of the Sacramento Kings. Mm-hmm. He needs to be a part of that crew because I definitely think he done worked his butt off in the G League. He came up to the big leagues and showed what he can do. And when he got here, he showed up and he showed out. Mm-hmm. Definitely showed that he is an NBA caliber player. And then you talk about on the defensive side. The dude is really something special. He has a pair of hands that we ain't seen on this side of the town in a long time, right? So defensively, he's there. over the couple of years, he have definitely shown that he can knock down a 3-point shot.
Definitely.
He can knock it down. So, the one thing that eludes me with Keon is when he comes off the bench, and I understand this, everybody can't be that guy. But when he comes off the bench, he plays great. He gives you exactly what you need. When you put him in that starting position to where he's around some of those other guys who demands a little bit more, he kind of fades away.
Speaking of very demanding, Brendan Nunes joining us now. How are you, B?
I'm doing well. A little bit of audio issues, but we got to sort it out. I'm here.
Okay. Can you hear me okay, or are you having some kind of delay or anything, or are we okay to go ahead?
No, I hear you all right. You hear me okay?
Yes.
Cool.
Now it's a matter of whether or not we like what you have to say.
Fair enough.
Trying to be a little bit more positive today. I know that's difficult. What would you say, if anything, so far in this year, and I know they're off to a terrible start, the Kings are, what, if anything, would you say that's gone well or reasonably well or not as bad as everything else?
Whitey, this is a tough question because honestly, I think one of my main critiques of this team is that there is no strength. Like I that's been my main thing over the last, handful of games here is I can't identify what they do well. Like the identity that they were supposed to have, this defensive orientation, picking up 94 feet, that's clearly not their strength. And I think that we kind of knew that coming in. I get why you lean into that as a coaching staff. You're 27th in defensive rating. I thought you guys were on point earlier. Henry going through the line of, you have Malik Monk in your low man spot. You have DeMar DeRozan in your low man spot. There's only so much you can do. And teams are shooting the highest percentage at the rim against the Kings than anybody else. Like offensively, what is supposed to be their strength? I guess you could say they have a bunch of ISO creators, but I don't think they have the ideal spacing to even optimize those guys' game and ability to get to their spots and be able to execute knockdown buckets. So I guess I'm not providing the optimism
no, that's fair.
That maybe necessarily we're asking, but that's honestly been my biggest critique is that I don't know what this team does well consistently. You don't know what you're going to see every night when you tune into a Kings game.
Well, Brendan, let me ask you this, and this is where I've been with this team for a couple of years now, and I'm talking about as far as on the defensive side of the ball. I understand everybody is not going to be a shutdown type defender out there on the floor, but this is the NBA, bro. This is the NBA. You've played basketball all your life. You mean to tell me that you can't stay in front of your man for 2 or 3 dribbles to where he just breaks you down and gets straight line drives to the basket? To me, that's more want than can't.
No, I agree. And I think Doug Christie told us as much, right? When he's chewing into the team's effort after they get blown out by 33 against Atlanta, like in guys that you think would be good at it, right? Like Keon, who I think is a very good defender. Obviously, I think he's allowed these straight line drives. And I almost wonder, Henry, I'm sure you could speak to this, if it's a little demoralizing knowing like, well, I'm going to put in all this work just for my backside defense to just kind of blow the whole thing. But I don't think that we're quite seeing that effort. Now, they don't exactly have the talent to do it, but to your point, these are NBA guys. Like Zach LaVine is trying his butt off out there defending on ball. Off ball may be a little bit of a different story. Not that he's not giving effort, but can have some flaws a little bit there. But these dudes can get to at least a certain point higher than what we've seen up to now. And personally, I think they should be forcing turnovers or at least trying to do so, because what can you lean into defensively? You're a smaller team. I think try to really play into guys' bodies and try to force turnovers. I know they, like Phoenix in game 1, a stupid amount of free throw attempts, but I'd kind of be willing to live with that to a certain extent. Like I think that they should be overly physical defensively to try and force some turnovers. Maybe that's how you can get a little bit of pace to your offense a little bit here, because again, I just don't know what the identity of this team is on either side of the ball. And it felt like at first they were very handsy. They were trying to force turnovers, and that fouling too much kind of turned them away from that a little. But I almost may lean back into that if it was me.
And you know what? That's on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, offensive side of the ball. Let's go on the defensive side.
Yeah.
I mean, the offensive side. You talk about playing small ball, and the mantra has been over years. Doug has said he wanted his team to shoot at least,
he used
30,
to say 50, and then
40,
he said, yeah,
three-point shots.
Yeah.
Well, I look at it like this. once again, like on the defensive side, you want them to be locked down and picking up, full court. That hasn't happened. Well, we haven't shot the three ball at a very high rate either. So if that's not going down and you're playing small ball, how about attack the rim to where you're getting a higher percentage shot, and maybe, just maybe, Brandon, you can get fouled a couple of times, go to the free throw line and shoot some free throws and utilize that aspect of the game.
I think getting to the free throw line for sure, like you're mentioning, they're 24th in free throw attempts per game. Like you guys talked about earlier, that DeMar DeRozan is on this team. Like DeMar by himself should be bumping that number up. Zach, a 3-level guy, I think could get to the basket a little bit more. Dennis, I don't think has gotten to the line quite as much as he maybe could, but I think it's a little double-edged, right? Because you need that sort of spacing in order to get to the basket consistently. It feels like a lot of opposing defenses are just going to pack the paint against this Kings team, because there's times where their starting lineup has 0 shooters in it. 0, which is crazy. And maybe I'm not giving Russell Westbrook enough credit at this point in his career. He's cash from those corners and things like that. But I don't think that other teams are caring that much about the Kings shooting threes. And the paint is just totally getting packed. And sometimes guys should just still be, Russell Westbrook doesn't really care. He's still going to drive through guys and get to the rim. And I think there's guys that could do that more often. Malik Monk, Zach, DeMar, like I talked about. But overall, I mean, I really do think the lack of spacing is causing a lot of issues here. Teams are going to go to a lot of zone against the Kings, and they can't really play their way out of it that consistently, it feels like. So kind of feels like a combination of all of the above there, High Flyer, where the spacing is impacting their ability to get into the paint.
Brendan, I'm going to ask you to speculate here, unless you have concrete knowledge on this, which is it's not available that I know of. Maybe you do, but what is your guess here as to why Keon is not playing more?
Yeah, this is an interesting one, because last year with Mike Brown, what I was told is that Mike kind of had instructions from higher up for how many minutes that Keon may or may not be allowed to play. So I think that naturally begs the question of, is the same thing going on? Because I don't know how much higher up has changed. Like, was higher up general manager, or was higher up above that? So I think when you're hearing Doug Christie come out and say, hey, if you play defense, you're going to be out there.
Right.
And then he doesn't play Keon. And this is the previous context of why Keon wasn't playing. I think it is reasonable to question that. So that's essentially where I'm at with that. But I will also add that, and I hate to do this because I love Keon. I feel like I was one of the OG, like, Keon is a real NBA player guys. I think he's a little bit overrated by the Kings fan community at this point. Like, don't get me wrong. He does great things defensively, but he doesn't have great size. Like, it's 1s and 2s that we're really talking about him being able to defend. A guy like Devin Booker even is going to rise up and shoot over him, for example, and then offensively, you're not really comfortable with him putting the ball on the deck. There's this, like, he kind of gets talked about as the third string point guard almost in a way, but
he's
I don't
not
think
a point guard
putting on the floor that much. Yeah, exactly. And so I think there's a little bit of a combination of both. Like, I don't think Keon is a guy that, like, man, this guy should be playing 30 minutes a night, no matter where he's at. It certainly should be higher than where it's at right now. And I think there are reasonable questions like I outlined, but if Keon plays 25 minutes a night, are they winning more of these games? Maybe, but I'm not sure that necessarily solves everything, even if he should probably be out there more than, like, DeMar, for example. You have to be like, well, where do the minutes come from?
Right.
I think these starters just play less. Like, DeMar doesn't need to be playing 34 a night at this point in his career, in my mind.
Let me ask you this. The Russell Westbrook experiment, has it been positive or negative in your eyes?
Positive. I mean, I feel like it's hard for it not to be. Dennis Schroeder may tell you differently. I don't really know. But I think that the energy and the way that they talked about Dennis coming into the season was that he's going to be setting the tone on both ends of the floor. And I felt like they put a little bit too much expectations on a dude that started half the games throughout his NBA career. And that's no shade to Dennis. I think he's a good NBA player. But Russ is doing exactly what they were talking up from Dennis, right? Like, that he is going to be hustling every single play, no questions asked. That is the definition of Russell Westbrook playing basketball, right? That generating paint touches, like we're talking about earlier. I think Russ is doing that, and feeding Domas in the pick and roll. His ability to engage a big and then hit that dump off pass, I think, has been great for Domas. That's why you see him get rolling last game. Defensively, I was a little skeptical about people saying, hey, this guy can guard the 4. No, he guards 4s. Like he is physical as heck. He is going to bother people. And obviously, ideally, you'd have somebody else able to play that role as well. But I think it's been nothing but positive. And you would hope that energy will be a little bit more infectious to the rest of the group because they don't necessarily all play with that same fire that Russell Westbrook does, which is a high bar and very few players can. But getting a little bit closer, I think, would be helpful for the rest of this group. I think it's hard to say it's been anything but positive.
I'll tell you what, we're going to end there. We're going to get out on a positive. How about that? Thank you.
Great things.
Yeah. Listen, thanks for bearing with us. We appreciate it. Thanks for your insight. We'll see you soon. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, B.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me, guys.
We'll come right back with the High Flyer.
Thanks.
More
Sorry about those issues.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, and we'll continue the conversation on Dennis Schroeder. Where is he with the Kings right now? Next on Sactown Sports.
This Sponsor the Clock is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
The Drive Guys, weekdays 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
on Sactown Sports 1140.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, tell me all about the Black Friday sales event.
Right now, save up to $15,000 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Jeep Gladiator Sport S. Or, if that deal isn't good enough, lease one for as little as $189 a month for 36 months.
Ooh, my brother had one of these, and he absolutely loved it.
Most people who do love its versatility. But Hoblet is more than just Jeep. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter. We have over 220 vehicles waiting for you at HobletDodge.com.
Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$13,000 total net savings after $92.50 factory rebates and $37.50 dealer discounts. Rebates include $92.50 lease bonus cash. Must finance through Stellantis. Residency restrictions apply. $189 special lease with $19.95 due at signing. 10,000 miles per year, 30 cents per mile over for well-qualified buyers with 720 plus FICO score, plus tax, license fees, and dealer accessories. 2 at this net savings. VIN numbers 546328, 546330. See dealer for details.
Guys, it's time to know your numbers and what they mean. And right now, Revive Men's Health is offering a $400 comprehensive wellness panel for just $99. Free if you start treatment. Offer ends November 30th. Book today at revivemenshealth.com. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
At Bank of America, we asked our people, how do you take ownership of your career?
I'm able to grow my way by putting the priorities that I have for my career first.
I thrive on being a leader who's behind the team, not in front of the team.
Every few years, I'm being re-energized because I get to do something different and learn something new.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
The Tribe Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Henry Turner with us today. Talking about the Kings, and it does take long when you talk about the Kings before you start getting down in the mud a little bit, doesn't it, Henry? Because it's been a struggle so far this year, and we have more unfortunate news to share. For those who hadn't heard it yet, looks like Domantas Sabonis is out tomorrow night because he banged his knee during the Spurs game. So knee contusion or sore knee, no Domantas Sabonis tomorrow night.
Wow. You know, when you talk about, and we talk about it a lot, front court depth for the Sacramento Kings, and you lose your number one rebounder.
Against OKC.
Against OKC. Your number one rim protector. Not to say that he blocks a lot of shots, but on our team, he's number one. Your number one inside post threat. You're losing a lot. You're losing a lot, and you still don't have Keegan Murray. So now we have to look at, can Eubanks hold it down? Can Precious Achiuwa hold it down?
We might have to see if Kyle Draper can suit up.
Kyle Draper. But then when we insert Kyle Draper, you have to understand we going back to small ball, right? We going back. I just say we couldn't insert him.
Plus, he's going to want a lot of touches.
All I said is we going back to small ball, and now we got to figure out how to rebound and how to protect the rim again.
Right. I don't know how you feel about this. I think that there's been a lot of talk about Domas and how he's not playing as well this year. And I know his numbers are down, and I know he's been hurt. To me, he's still been playing, especially the last few games. He's been playing well. He's not going to have the assist numbers because they don't run the offense through him as much. But considering that he's had the rib injury, I think he's still played pretty much like Domantas Sabonis plays.
Yes. I mean, last game he played very well. I mean, he balled out, and I was shocked because I understand the type of pain that you go through when you get a rib injury and you're trying to play basketball. That's one of your most vulnerable spots. Whether you shoot the ball, whether you rebound, whether you play defense, those ribs are going to get attacked. So if you have any type of problem or any type of pain, you're going to be in pain all night. So understand about that. And, you know, I salute him for being the pro that he is.
He had 34 points against Minnesota, too.
To go out there and take that punishment and keep playing the way that he's playing. I will give him that. But is he going to be able to do that every night for you? You know, at some point, it's going to wear him down if those ribs don't get the attention that they need.
Yeah. So the knee is the official reason he could probably benefit from a night off. Just unfortunate that he's going to miss the OKC game. How about Dennis Schroeder? Dennis Schroeder seems like he's playing much better since he's coming off the bench. Flyer?
He is. I mean, I've always said this. You can't make a guy an alpha. It's either he is or he isn't. So we talked about this earlier to where the Kings brought Dennis Schroeder here and said he's going to be the guy.
Because he was the guy in Germany.
Wait. He's going to be the guy that sets the tone.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be the guy that runs the team. He's going to be the guy that does X, Y, and Z. It almost like they put the alpha tag on him. You can't put the tag on anybody. They got to earn that tag.
Right. But I see what their thinking was. I'm not saying it was right. But
Understandably so.
Yeah.
And then if you really want FIBA Schroeder, you might want to go back and look at what Germany does, how they run, the system that they run, and put him in that system because I think...
And who they play.
Exactly.
The level of competition.
You know what? Love international basketball. You know, I played European basketball most of my career.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. But I do understand that as far as it has come, it still isn't at the level of NBA starters. Okay?
Right.
So now you're looking at Schroeder do all of this for FIBA basketball. And I will say FIBA basketball has a lot of NBA players, but they don't have a lot of NBA starters that he has to go up against. So maybe that's why you see him when he comes off the bench against a second-level NBA guard, he balls out. But once he has to be there as an alpha, and I'm sorry, you cannot make an alpha. An alpha is either born or he's not. He either has it or he doesn't. You can't say you're going to be the guy. No. It has to be the guy that steps up. We see it in Russell Westbrook. Russ is an alpha. There's no way you can say he's a B guy. No, he's an alpha. You look at the way he plays.
Yeah. To see what Schroeder did playing with Deutschland, Franz Wagner was the other best player, but you had Daniel Tice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isaac Bonga, I think, was on that team. Those guys played in the NBA. But Dennis Schroeder was like, I'm running the show. Well, then you put him on this team with guys, like DeMar and Zach LaVine, to your point, and Domas. It's like they're not going to respond to him the same way. That's not his fault. That's something that should have been considered before he was brought here, in my opinion.
Right. I mean, and like I said, you can't just put the tag on him and say, go be that guy.
Yeah.
Man, like I said, I've been in the locker room. I felt it. You're not going to just say, oh, you're the guy. Go out there and be my alpha. No.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not going to happen that way. You
can't just put that name tag on you. That's not how it works.
You know what? I'm going to take you way, way back. Because, see, you like going back in history.
Yes.
When the Kings had their one and only number one draft pick, Purvis Ellison.
Mm-hmm.
I was on that team. And they brought Purvis here, and they wanted Purvis to be that Louisville alpha guy out there. Well, Purvis wasn't that. When he got here, he wasn't that. But they wanted him to be that, and he struggled mightily.
Mm-hmm.
So you just can't put the tag on somebody. That really has to be in them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, DeMarcus Cousins was an alpha. I would say De'Aaron Fox, an alpha. You could see that in them. But you can't say, Jimmer Fredette, be my alpha out there. It's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, it's either in you or it's not. Like Gatorade commercial.
Yeah, you got to prove to everybody that it's in you.
Right.
Yeah. When we come back, you'll never guess what position the Kings are filling in a new mock draft. Is it time for mock drafts already? We'll find out next on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Cal Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery. Embrace the company of family and friends and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at choosechangeca.org.
No payments for 90 days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. That's right, no payments until February 2026 on every new Ram, Jeep Wrangler, Gladiator, even the Pacifica. No payments for 90 days on every new vehicle in stock at the guaranteed lowest price. You can check out their full lineup at SacSuperstore.com or stop on by. They're centrally located right across from Hagan Oaks Golf Course. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's the place where a handshake still means something. And right now, no payments for 90 days on every new vehicle in stock.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Cooking brothers like a tank.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The High Flyer is here.
Come on, Whitey. Come on, baby. We driving down Foothill Boulevard right now. Hey, passing up High Street. Headed to Eastmont Mall and McDonald's. It's cracking. Oh, my God.
I know you said earlier when we were talking with Alan, you're no stranger to the drive-in movies.
Not at all. Not at all. Love the drive-in movies. When I was a young kid, man, we used to go to the Coliseum drive-in, and it wasn't at the Coliseum; it was right down the street.
Yeah, I never went there, but I've seen it a million times.
Yes, you see it off of 880.
Yeah,
and it's where they hold the flea market right now. But man, back in my day, that was the place to be. They had the best pizza, number one. It was terrible, but it was the best pizza.
Yeah, okay.
And then, I'm a kid at this particular point, so, my parents are watching the movies, and I'm over at the slides and in the sandbox and run back to the car, get me a couple pieces of pizza, something to drink, and go right back and play. It was just a nighttime playland.
Yeah.
That's swap meet, Henry. That's swap meet.
Yeah, that was before I even knew anything about the swap meet, because it was just the drive-in. Oakland was lively back then, man. It definitely was a different city and a different place to where it is today, because, everything was live. Everything was free. We didn't have, at that particular point, we didn't have all the drugs. We didn't have no gang problems. And, and crime was down back then. Oakland was alive and a very up-and-coming place.
Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to think how old you were when the A's came in there. Because I can remember that. If you lived in Oakland got a baseball team. I'm guessing that must have been a pretty big deal.
Let me see.
You might have been too young to really register.
I think I got a taste of the A's in 72.
Oh, okay.
I was a big Sal Bando type fan.
Sure.
Yeah, way back. Catfish Hunter. With the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think way back then is where I first started going to my first A's games.
Catfish Hunter had a dog that he named after my dad's uncle. Because my dad's uncle was one of his pitching coaches.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
My dad's uncle was a pitching coach for the A's from 68 when they got here to 72. Then he retired, and maybe he should have stuck around because then they won the next two World Series too.
Okay, so they got to Oakland in 68.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was only 2 years old then, bro.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah.
I was only 2. Like I said,
that's pretty good. You remember 72?
I remember 72 because they were giving out the bats. When you bought a ticket, they gave out the green athletic bats.
Those are sweet bats.
And that was the first time I'm like, I got a Sal Bando bat. It was signed by Sal Bando.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
We used to bang them on the concrete in the bleachers. That's how I found out Bert Campaneris' name was Dagoberto, because I got one of those bats. I was like, who is that?
Right. You got one of those green bats. Huh?
Yeah. Who's Dagoberto?
I remember, like I said, I'm a generation after you gentlemen, but I remember going to A's games late 80s, early 90s, and they'd actually give you wood bats you could take out and use in games.
Yeah.
It was an actual bat.
Yeah.
It was an actual
They
bat.
stopped doing that. And I think they eventually started
They
giving
made
out
them
the
smaller.
mini bats. And,
Well, it's the town, bro. Town changed.
And the cool part about it is you'd have to wait till after the game walking out to get the bat rather than them giving it to you as you walked in.
Now, see, that's different because, like, when I first started, they gave them to you as you walked in. You had the bats
Me too.
during the game because, like you said,
Yeah.
we used to bang the bats on the wood
bam,
bleachers.
Bam, bam, bam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What is the all-time greatest ballpark/arena giveaway item? Now, think about it because there's a lot. There's bobbleheads. I know what mine is. There's jackets. There's everything. Garden gnomes, bats. My favorite was always give me helmet day.
Yes.
I love it. Yeah?
Yes.
The plastic batting helmet.
Yes. The helmets were big. I remember those too. And, I got into serious trouble because I wanted to wear my helmet the next day to school.
Who didn't?
There's one of two from, it was either the bats or when they were still in true production, the sets of trading cards, whether it was Tops or like Mother's Cookies.
Mother's, yeah.
That they give out at either A's or Giants games. And I'd look forward to that. Like, I'd try to plan to ask the parents, can I go that day so get my set of cards?
Yeah, I think what they used to do, at least at the Giants games, my understanding is everybody would get most of the cards, but not all of them. And then you were supposed to trade with like the people that sat around you so everybody could end up with a full set.
Exactly. That's what I remember as well. But those were fun days when we were growing up.
Hey, it was, man, because I remember being like about 7 or 8, and one of my friends, his dad was a custodian. He was a janitor at the Coliseum, and we knew every door that was broke, every turnstile that all you had to do is push it and pull it, and you were able to go into the game. We would go to all the games free, sneak in and go right away up to the top of the nosebleed section or way out on the top of the bleachers somewhere and watch the games.
Yeah. And again, for us growing up until the Raiders came in '94, we still, like, especially even me growing up in the late 80s, I still remember the Coliseum being open where you could look out and see out to Barton, see everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with the ice plant out there.
Exactly.
See the Oakland Hills. Yeah, that's why, to your point, Henry, the greatest Hall of Fame speech ever for any Hall of Fame was Ricky when he talked about, I believe he talked about watching the A's games through the fence and how Reggie Jackson wouldn't give him his autograph. And Reggie Jackson was there, but Ricky wasn't kidding. He wasn't joking about it. It was very funny. Yeah.
Yep. When Reggie Jackson was playing for the A's. Wow. I remember that too.
Yeah.
I remember that too, man. But we used to have, great times just, walking over to the Coliseum and sneaking into the games and watching them, whether it was baseball or basketball, watching and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, for y'all, like you were saying, you had Sal Bando, you had Reggie. For me growing up, my first memories of A's baseball, Ricky, Hindu, God rest his soul, God rest Tony Phillips, Dave Stewart.
Yeah.
That's basically what got me indicted and infused into baseball, and you can go from there.
Yeah, and Henry, we lived in Vallejo, so we just go down 80 and then get on the Nimitz.
Right.
Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum.
Up and down,
bumpy,
up and down.
bumpy Nimitz. And
Up
then
and
you're
down.
at the ballpark, yeah.
Hey, feel like you was on a roller coaster.
Yes.
And you know what? And that was before the earthquake when it went down.
Yeah.
And when the earthquake hit and all of that smashed, you was like, I knew something was wrong with this because it was the roller coaster ride all the way to the Coliseum.
Yeah. Like I said, depending on which way you go to the Coliseum, if you took that way, getting off of 66, or like for us coming from Sacramento, sometimes we take 24 and take 13 and go down Seminary to try to avoid all the traffic.
That's why I don't root for the Raiders. And, everybody who is still a Raider fan, I know these are hard times, bless you. But when the Raiders left the second time, they leave Oakland, go to L.A., come back, leave again. In my mind, it's like, you can lose every game now.
Done.
I don't care.
Done.
Those who root for, I know you root for them.
Done.
Nothing against you, Ramsey, or any fan, but I just feel like, nah.
Let's put it like this. I only call them the Raiders. I don't use the city name that's attached to it.
I got you.
And there's a lot of Raiders fans in Northern California that are like me. That, like, now for any Raiders gear that I find, I'm not buying it with the state on it or the name. It's just got to say Raiders only or just a regular jersey.
I have nothing against any Raider fan, but I'm never going to root for
Here
that
you go.
team.
Hey, Ramsey.
Yes, sir.
I spent my first, 12 years, seminary, East 14th Street. That's where I live, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Seminary and E14. So when you say you get off on Seminary,
yes, sir,
and take the ride all the way down, I stayed right there. Was in walking distance of the
Really?
Coliseum. Yeah.
Or nowadays, sometimes I get off on Seminary, make the left, and there's that Church's Chicken right there on the corner of, I think it's 73rd and E14.
Oh, I'm sure you were hanging out at the Hofbrau.
Hey, even boy, right there. Come on now. that was my parents' spot. I couldn't go in there.
Okay.
If I got caught there, it was a problem. But I tell you what, before it was Church's Chicken, it was Pioneer Chicken. If you really want to go back.
All right. The high flyer with us today. Now, is it okay if we look at a mock draft? I asked that because here I am thinking, I don't know how this is going to go. Maybe the Kings end up with a really high draft pick, but I know you haven't given up on this season. So I don't want to be disrespectful to you by looking at a mock draft.
I understand right now, Whitey, that every stone is going to be turned over.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking towards the future, that's fine. If you're looking towards what can we do right now, that's fine, because it's all a part of it.
Right.
It's all a part of it, and every team is going to go through one of these two scenarios.
Yeah. And everybody, whether you want the team, unless you're not a fan of the team, but if you are a Kings fan, whether you want them to tank or you want them to try to make a run at the play-in, we all want what's best for the team in the long run.
We all want the team to get better.
Yeah.
So in order for this team to try to make a run, they got to get better.
Yeah.
In order for the team to look towards the future, well, hopefully they're going to get better in the future. So at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We want this team to get better.
Obviously, mock drafts are kind of ludicrous at this point because you haven't even had the lottery yet, let alone the fact that you don't know where teams are going to finish. But here's one from ESPN. They got number 1, Brooklyn Nets, Darren Peterson. 2, Wizards, AJ DeBansa, BYU. Number 3, Cam Boozer going to the Jazz. I think Cam Boozer might end up going higher than that, but we'll see.
The Boozer twins.
Yeah. 4, Pacers, Nate Ament, Tennessee. They've got the Hawks at 5, Caleb Wilson. By the way, they get that pick
Kings
from
at 7, I bet.
New Orleans. 6. They've got them at 6, and they've got them taking a point guard.
Another point guard.
Mikal Brown, point guard, Louisville. 19.3 points, 2.5 rebounds.
How tall is this point guard?
They don't actually have his height here. I will have to look that up, but that just made me chuckle a little bit when I saw that.
Because I'm just wondering,
Yeah.
are they looking at another small point guard or a big point guard?
Yeah, you would like somebody with the 6'5" at least?
At least. Tyrese, for me, was the prototypical point guard in the NBA nowadays.
Mikal Brown, 6'5", weighs 190.
Okay, Wiki has him 6'3", so we'll have to check.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, to be able to have a 6'5" point guard in today's game helps out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's still able to go down and grab you a rebound or two. All right. At 6'5", you should have a pretty decent wingspan to be able to play defense.
Right.
And then you should be able to see over a couple of guards to where you can facilitate the basketball.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you'd be okay with that in general. Again, there's lots of variables. They need to find the guy at some point, and it might not be this season. It might not be in next year's draft, but you talked about the alpha, and you need your guy that you're going to build around, right, at some point. That's the whole point. If you do decide to rebuild, tank, whatever, it's because you're going to take a shot, maybe multiple shots, at finding that guy.
And and the Kings actually thought that they had found that guy, because you remember we was building around De'Aaron. De'Aaron was supposed to be that guy. So, but you really have to understand that guy don't come around every year.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get a draft pick, but that's not saying that draft pick is going to be that guy. And that guy, we're talking about an alpha.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a guy who is a number one, not acting like a number one, who really is truly a number one instead of just having the tag as the number one.
Right. So we'll put aside the notion that the Kings could still compete for a play-in. We're not saying they can't, but just for a moment, we'll put that aside. If they do go the other way, do you think there's any way, Henry, and we're just talking, in general terms here, the Kings could find a way to end up with another first-round pick in this draft? That would be terrific. I think it's going to be really hard to do. They have their own pick. Is there any way they could find from somebody another first-round pick in this draft? given how much people think of this draft, I think that's going to be tricky. That's going to be hard to do.
For the Kings?
Yeah.
In order for the Kings to get another draft pick in that number 1 round, it's going to equal Sabonis.
Yeah, I think so. And even then, I think it'll be tricky. Yeah.
It's going to equal Sabonis. And if you want to say guaranteed first-round pick, you don't want to hear it, but that's Keegan Murray.
Right, who I don't think you can trade this year because you just signed him the extension, but I was thinking the same thing.
It's either Sabonis or Keegan Murray. Both of those guys, just by themselves.
Yep.
Both of those guys can probably herald a first-round draft pick out of somebody. Don't know who it is, but somebody, they have enough weight. You know, like we said, it's going to be tough to move Zach just because of the contract alone. And if you're trying to get a first-round draft pick and you're looking at Debo, I think it's going to be Debo and somebody else, maybe for a mid or a late first-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for both of you gentlemen real quick, just to double back to what Henry was saying about a true number 1 with Fox. Could you say the Kings actually had 2 true number 1s when they had Tyrese Halliburton as well?
Of course. Of course. They had 2 true number 1s, and at that particular time, you know, you're trying to figure out, okay, which one of these guys we're going to keep because, you know, you don't have 2 alphas on your team. Even when the Chicago Bulls had Michael and Scotty, Michael was the true alpha. Scotty had to play the background. So you can't have 2 number 1s on the team, and that was that problem that the Kings were having because I remember everybody's talking about, well, Who's going to be the starting point guard? Is it going to be Tyrese or is it going to be De'Aaron Fox? So the Kings felt like they had to make a move. They had to choose one above the other.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people they still do, and they always will criticize the Kings for choosing De'Aaron over Tyrese Halliburton. I wasn't here then, you were, but the way I've heard it and understand it was teams didn't want De'Aaron as much because he hadn't really come into his own yet, and he was making a ton of money. And Halliburton was younger and cheaper.
I will say this. De'Aaron hadn't become clutch player of the year yet.
Exactly.
It was a year we seen it coming. I seen that coming the bubble year. The bubble year, something clicked in De'Aaron, and I was looking at him like, this dude's going to be something. Mm-hmm. Because in that bubble, he showed up and showed out.
Wasn't that about the time, if not the actual year, where they extended him?
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah. He showed up and showed out. I was like, okay, he can be that guy. And then when you got Tyrese, the difference in between both of those was, number one, like you said, Whitey, was the salary. You know, De'Aaron was making a bunch. Tyrese was cheaper. But I think also he hadn't become the clutch player of the year. And people looked at Tyrese and said, okay, De'Aaron is a guy that's scoring. He's a scoring guard. Tyrese, this is the dude that makes everybody else around him better. Mm-hmm. He's a floor leader. He's a floor general. He gets it done on that level. And I think a lot of teams were like, he's cheaper and he gets everybody else involved. That's the epitome when you look at that point guard position. He don't actually have to give you 20 points, but if he makes that guy over there 4 points better, this guy over here 6 points better, get a couple of rebounds, get a couple of steals, that's what you want in this league.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you always had to give up. You had to give up something to get something. I mean, you gave up Sabonis. You gave up Halliburton to get Sabonis. And the third point guard that they drafted was Davion Mitchell, which I don't know if Sacramento was the right fit for him, but now he's found a home in Miami starting, and they're allowing him to basically play the way he did when he was still at Baylor.
They gave up on him too soon.
In my opinion, way too soon.
Mm-hmm. I honestly think at that particular point, they wanted a big point guard. You know, Davion was a little small for them.
Right.
And, you know, and that goes back to what we talk about, bringing a rookie in and asking a rookie to be the end-all, be-all. You know, come in and save this franchise.
And the coach at the time preferred larger guards, didn't he?
Yes. He liked larger guards. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and understandably so. You know, that's where we are in today's game. You better have a point guard that has some size on him, unless he's going to be a short guard like Ja Morant or the kid down there in New York, Brunson, that's just killing the league.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Looking at the first-round picks, is there a possible match here? Because one team that has 4 picks in this first round is a team that doesn't need 4 picks. They have, and this could all change with the lottery, but according to Tankathon, the way they lay it out, they would have pick 9, pick 10, pick 20 and pick 27.
That must be that team that has a championship ring already.
That's the team. Could you see, again, if you get to a point where you give up on this season, do you think they would have interest in Sabonis to the extent that they might come off of a first-round pick?
You know what? That's very interesting. Very interesting, because really, how much better do they have to get? And if you look at, just say, one of those picks, if one of those picks are going to be a Sabonis, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
So you're willing to risk one of those picks. You got 3 other ones.
Mm-hmm.
You're willing to risk one of those picks to get a dude that's going to give you 10, 12, 14 rebounds a night. And on that basketball team, he don't have to really score. He don't have to block shots. All he has to do is rebound the ball at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds pretty good if you ask me.
And they drafted him once.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm not trying to get rid of him. I'm just looking for avenues for the Kings.
Now, it's a bunch of money you're going to have to pay him.
Yeah, I know. That gets tricky with how you make that salary match coming back.
And in my opinion, in that scenario, you'd have to give me potentially Hartenstein, because that leaves them 3 big. That would leave them with 3 bigs that almost do the same thing. You'd have to give me one of them in return, so I could have something here in Sacramento.
It might have to be a 3-teamer, because I don't see how they'd give up like a first-round pick and Hartenstein for Sabonis. It just wouldn't make any sense.
Not happening.
Yeah.
Not happening. And you know,
I see your point.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this, because I've been guilty of it also, Whitey, is that us fans of the Sacramento Kings, we really value our players a lot higher than the rest of the league do.
And that's facts, Henry.
Than the rest of the team do, because, like I said, I've definitely been guilty of it. I'm like, I've had some players, man, I love this dude. This dude is great. And then I talk to some of my brass friends that are in the NBA. They're like, well, HT, not really.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? He's not going to hold the value like that. Yes, he might be, a guy off the bench. He might be, your 7th, 8th, 9th guy, but he's not going to be what you think he is. But the thing about it is that he's playing for Sacramento, and anything that we see that gives us a flicker of a star, we hold on to it and we value it at a very high level.
Mm-hmm. What concerns me about Kings and potential trades is they may have to take back a bad contract that expires sooner, so that they would get flexibility sooner. Like you trade one of your veterans, whichever one, I'm not trying to get rid of anybody, and you get a player back who isn't as good, but whose contract expires sooner. If the Kings do something like that, they're like, all right, we cleared up space sooner. But I think for fans, if it comes to that, that's going to be really difficult to accept. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, but
that's the business end of it.
It's the business side of
it. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
It's the business side of it, because you're going to start worrying about, who's in the arena.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, it's just a situation to where it won't be a good brand of basketball, and we all going to be like, this hurts.
Yeah.
And isn't there something, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's not this season, but next season, after 2027, where I think either the salary cap increases or everybody's like trying to keep their books, clean their books after that 2027 season?
That I'd have to, I'm not sure of the particulars of that.
I think that will be a new collective bargaining agreement
for
TV.
That's it.
Yeah. Every year that thing goes through the roof.
Yeah.
Every year it goes through the roof, and that's where you see players start getting these crazy contracts, because at a certain point, teams got to spend at least a certain amount of money to balance their books, and that's where I think you get the Zach LaVine contract, and you'll get a Sabonis contract, because the teams have to give out that money,
like a Devin Booker contract.
Yeah, Devin Booker contract. Ooh, Lord.
Before long, somebody's going to make $100 million in a season.
Now, let me ask you this. Just say Jaylen Brown contract.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that warranted? The dude gave you a championship.
That's what the market
still
dictates.
Still very high-level player.
I remember people used to have this conversation about a guy named Michael Jordan. Like, can he be worth $30 million a year? Yes, he definitely was. I'm not saying Jaylen Brown's Michael Jordan, but it's the same type of principle.
You know what? I'm gonna hit you another contract, and I was in L.A. at this particular time. I remember when Magic Johnson signed that $25 million contract. What was it for? 25 years, something like that?
Yeah.
Because it was $1 million a year.
Yeah.
And people were like, what's going on here?
Sports is ruined forever.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He was only making $1 million a year. And probably at that particular point, number one or number two, depending upon what coast you live on, best player in the league.
Yeah.
Because it was either him or Larry Bird.
And they saved the league. Not only were they the best players, they saved the league.
Saved the league.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody say. If it wasn't for Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, the NBA wouldn't be what it is to this day.
Teach these youngsters that.
Because people don't understand. Back then, you only had 2 games on the weekend, prime time. You had whoever Boston was playing on the East Coast, or whoever the Lakers were playing on the West Coast. You only had 2 games.
There's I think it's the ESPN about the Lakers against the Celtics. I think that's where David Stern is talking about what a hard time the league was having. And at one point, early 80s, they're trying to get the U.S. Army to advertise the NBA on their games. And they're pitching them hard, and they lost the Army account to MLS.
Wow. That is going to show where the NBA was.
Yeah, exactly.
And and I remember waking up and you're a Bay Area guy, so watching NBA basketball on the wide world of sports.
Wow. The agony of defeat.
The agony of defeat.
And the agony of defeat.
Come on, man. If you grew up in the Bay, how many times did you watch my man total out on the skis?
Yeah. He's helicoptering over the roof again. Yeah, we're back with more of the High Flyers to Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and mainly clear start to your evening will allow some patchy areas of fog to develop as we get closer to midnight tonight. Winds will stay light, and temperatures tomorrow morning will be ranging in the mid to upper 40s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
It's about time they
fixed that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
Made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents as local but they're in L.A., red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heat and Air. Right now, breaking news, they're upgrading their offering to include plumbing, bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. They're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy home pros. You hear me talk about them as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement, and now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free, and they'll give you a second opinion and almost certainly save you money. Oh, but wait, there's more. With winter coming up, how about a free furnace special? With full system installation, you're getting a free furnace, not a discounted furnace, a free furnace, and up to $4,000 in rebates while that funding lasts. So get there right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
High Flyers with us today. We were just talking about, Michael and Magic and Larry. And while we were on break, High Flyer threw out a question about the first shoe endorsement deal. And you find different information on this. This says High Flyer Bob Cousy, 1958, had an agreement with PF Flyers.
Wow. PF Flyers.
Bob Cousy All-American sneakers. I didn't know that.
I would love to see a picture of that sneaker to this day.
Maybe able to find one.
No wonder why they said the league was made up of a bunch of plumbers. They were wearing PF Flyers.
Hey, but the crazy thing was you didn't hear about nobody tearing ACLs and none of that, right?
Right. But let's see
Achilles
here.
snaps, none of that.
Here's another one that says the first. Obviously, these can't all be right, but I do remember this. Kareem in 1971, Adidas.
Yes, when he had his shoe with the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's, they were 3/4. They wasn't high top. They were 3/4. I remember those.
And I also remember Dr. J for Converse, if I'm not mistaken.
Dr. J had the All-Star. That was the first time we seen really that was the first time I ever seen somebody that had a commercial with their shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Was Dr. J. Say hey, Dr. J.
And then Magic and Bird followed. What about 5-10 years later, give or take?
They were also Converse, weren't they?
Yeah, but I don't think it was that long behind Dr. J when he had the commercial, because they came out with the new shoe, which was called the Weapon. Because Bird's was green and Magic's was purple and gold, and then they called them the Weapon because they was always rivaling against each other. So so that was big.
John Wall, 2010 Reebok, 5 years, $25 million.
Oh, I remember the John Walls.
Vince Carter, 1998 Puma, 5 for $25. Iverson, Reebok. Did Reebok make the pump?
Yes.
You were a fan of the pump, right?
I was a fan of the pump, Whitey, because it was the first time we were able to wear black shoes. Because like when I came into the league, you couldn't wear black shoes. You couldn't wear black shoes. You couldn't wear black socks. Everything was white. Everything was white. And there were no other color shoes. Mm-hmm. Your shoes were white. If you wore Nikes, it might have a different color swish. That was it. So when I came back with the Kings in 95, and we were able to change to the black uniform, that was the first year we were able to wear black shoes. And when Reebok came out with the pump, all black shoe with the orange basketball, lost my mind. Had to have them.
Oh, that's right. That's how the basketball is what you press, right?
Yeah. The basketball
Pump it
was
up.
what you pumped up. Had to have them.
And just touching on those Iversons, as you were saying, Whitey, those for Reebok they ended up probably becoming the most iconic shoe. And I had a couple pairs of Iverson. So comfortable.
Really?
Yeah, beyond comfortable.
Number one selling shoe.
Grant Hill, 1994.
Fila.
That's right.
Fila.
That's right. 5 years, $30 million. Kevin Durant, Nike, 7 years, $60 million. Number 2 on this list, Zion, 2019 Jordan brand. And then I'm not sure how current this is, but number 1, they have LeBron, 7 years, $87 million plus $10 million signing bonus.
Go look at Dame Lil's deal.
Yeah.
200.
Woo!
Adidas. That's a lot of cheese, bro, to be endorsed.
Now, I know I'm old school when I see an NBA game and I see a guy wearing a shoe that's not in any way a color that is part of his uniform. I kind of, but like you said, there was a time when you couldn't.
Yeah,
right?
the neon stuff you see today?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Definitely couldn't do that at all. And then we had to wear, if you had the black uniforms on, you could wear the black shoes. But if you wore the white uniforms, you couldn't wear the black shoes. So if we had the black uniforms, we could wear the black shoes and the black socks and the black tights. But you couldn't mix them up the way you wanted to. No. The league wasn't having that back then.
Didn't that rule just change less than 5 years ago to where you can wear whatever color you want to when it comes to the shoes?
I don't know when they changed it. I mean, I was way out the league by then because, we would get fined. I mean, even if you had on the white uniform and tried to come out with black socks, no. They sending you back in the locker room. Change those socks.
Yeah, they control, or they shouldn't say they control, but they have rules about everything players wear, right? Like the headbands now, they're not like the headbands that Scott Pollard used to wear. They're, I don't even know what you call it, but it's a larger piece of material. Yeah.
It's different. And I'm like, why are they regulating that type of stuff?
Yeah.
Because you remember back in the day, we had the long wristbands.
Yeah.
We had they looked like two of the ones you can wear now, but they were the long wristbands. I don't even think they allow the guys to wear those anymore. They're shorter.
Right. Oh, I used to love those big wristbands.
Oh, yeah. You know what? And people used to always ask, why do you wear a wristband? And if you was any type of a baller, oh man, when I'm sweating, I gotta wipe the sweat out my eye. You never, ever touched that wristband. That wristband was for show only.
That's right. That's right. The high flyer with us here as we're breaking down where the Kings are, where they go from here. We've talked about a couple of maybe hypothetical trades, but they do have a rough one tomorrow night against OKC without Domantas Sabonis with a sore knee. So that's going to be another tough one, Henry. I know you and Ramsey, and I know a lot of people want to try to climb back into this thing. At some point, you got to win some games.
No, right now, you got to start winning some games. I mean, it's going to have to come sooner than later because if you don't start winning some games, Whitey, I honestly think that's going to force the organization's hands to make a decision earlier than what they really want to, because they're going to look and say, okay, you know what, this thing just went downhill too much. If you can somehow manage to keep getting a couple of wins under your belt, you just said right now that it's teams up under the Kings that's struggling.
Yes.
The Kings are still right there in the 10th spot. If you can start winning a couple of games, you don't have to go on a 12-game win streak. If you can start putting together just a couple of wins, it puts you in a situation to where you say, okay, well, 1, maybe 2 tweaks, and we can get back in this thing.
As badly as the Kings have played, I want to say, you're out of your mind. But you look at the numbers,
right?
And if you allow for the possibility of the Kings playing better at some point, then mathematically they are still on the fringe of the play-in. 7 is Golden State, 9-6. 8, the Phoenix Suns are 8-6.
Wow. Hey, teams to where no, they didn't check out. They're not going to be as good as they were. Okay, Kevin Durant bolted out. Bradley Beal got booted out.
Yep.
They only got D Booker. Big Aiden, he's gone. So they're not going to be this team. Well, they got some other guys.
Sure would have been nice to hold that lead on opening night.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna quickly steal a line that my dad uses all the time. The Kings just need to break luck. They just need to find a way to break luck and find a way to get in that winning column, and then you can go from there.
9 is Portland, 6-7. 10 is Utah, 5-8. Utah, again, as we mentioned earlier, they have a top 8 protected pick. that they would lose to OKC. So OKC would get another one. So they would have motivation to tank. We'll see if they do. 11 Memphis, 4-10. These are terrible records, but these teams are kind of bunched together. Clippers 4-10,
and it's keeping you afloat.
Yeah. Mavericks
keeping you afloat.
4-11, and the Kings 3-11, which is miserable, but they're 2.5 out of the 10 spot. Again, I don't want them to compete for the play-in, but those who do can look at this and go, you can't say they're out of it yet.
And can I say this? This is what I really think the Kings need. The Kings need a win. And they need a win so bad that their psychic has to change. If you look out there on the basketball floor, how many guys you see having fun?
I don't see a lot of that.
How many guys you see smiling and enjoying the game?
I see a lot of guys doing that, but they're wearing the other team's uniform.
Right. You know, the Kings got to get back to enjoying the game. When you're having fun, that's when you see the best basketball out there on the floor, when you can run up and down and throw alley-oops and guys are dunking the basketball, you can throw passes behind your back. They need a win so bad just to get that part of their game back going. I'm willing to put a little money down on it. You know what? I got $20, man. But if y'all can win, man, take it.
Yeah, they right now seem like they have that attitude that we all fall into sometimes, where even if they're winning, you can see in their faces, they almost feel like, all right, when's it going to happen? When are things going to start going against
You know
us?
what? Perfect. You're 100% right. They're playing not to lose.
Mm-hmm.
They're not playing to win, but they're playing not to lose. They're coming out in certain instances, and you can see out there on the floor in their play that they're like, okay, we're not playing to win this basketball game. We're playing not to lose.
Yeah.
And that's where you get stagnant. That's where the ball stops moving. That's when you're turning the basketball over and everybody's looking at the next player and pointing the finger over here. You could really see that.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 if you'd like to join the conversation. I'd like to do this, Henry. We'd take time out here, give you a few moments. I would love to hear the all Henry Turner team, current players that embody the way the game should be played in your mind. And we can even make it easy for you. No Kings. So you don't have to sit there and go, well, I don't want to.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't want to offend that guy. Can we do that?
No problem.
Yeah. All right.
Easy.
The all Henry Turner team. It will debut and be revealed next on Sactown Sports.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
At Bank of America, we asked our people, how do you take ownership of your career?
I'm able to grow my way by putting the priorities that I have for my career first.
I thrive on being a leader who's behind the team, not in front of the team.
Every few years, I'm being re-energized because I get to do something different and learn something new.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Sacramento, the wait is over. The all-new Hard Rock Sports Bar is here at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. Enjoy the ultimate 24/7 sports watching destination with 20 big screens with all the action for the premier game day experience. There's no other place you'd want to be to watch all the games with you and your friends. Now open at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. For more details, visit casino.hardrock.com/Sacramento.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com. Your one-stop Honda shop.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Live and local, it's the Tribe Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Henry Turner with us today, and Ramsey and Whitey, thanks for being with us. Tribe Guys, 339-1140, 1-800-912-1140. We've been talking about the draft a little bit. We have right now Michigan State's playing Kentucky on TV. Henry, speaking of college basketball, how difficult is that first year as an NBA player when you go from playing, at the most 30-something games to playing an 82-game season?
Tough, because you feel it. I want to say probably like around that 25, 30 game mark, you like, Lord have mercy. Whew.
We're just starting.
We only a quarter through. I'm tired.
Yeah.
It really kicks in. And especially if you're a rookie that's getting big-time playing minutes. You know, if you're a rookie that's just sitting and learning how to play and seeing the NBA, it's not that tough. But if you're putting in big-time minutes, man, it wears on you that first year.
Mm-hmm. Henry's going to unveil for us the high flyer team, the all high flyer team. Guys playing now that embody the way the game should be played, according to Henry Turner. Before we get to that, Pam's been hanging on. Hey, Pam, you're on with the Drive Guys. What can we do for you today?
Hi. I have a question of you guys. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. When we put this team together, we were depending upon Sabonis and I guess Murray as our big ones. And I just feel bad for everybody. I mean, we all kind of knew that wasn't going to work. Is there something I'm missing? Is there a reason why people thought that might work? Is it reasonable to think that?
Thank you, Pam. In my opinion, it wasn't very reasonable. In my opinion, they were hoping they were going to end up with Kuminga, which would have addressed that, and they had to wait. They didn't get that. I'm with you. I think it's a great question, especially when you consider it's been an issue for the Kings, that is front court depth, for a number of years, and now we're actually talking about a number of different regimes, Henry.
Now, let me ask you this, Whitey. I mean, I understand that we really wanted Kuminga on this roster, but when you look at the totality of what this team has going on and the holes that we have on the defensive side of the ball, was Kuminga the answer?
No, I didn't want Kuminga. Just so you know.
No, I'm saying, you know, as good as he is offensively, we're talking about defensive struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Was Kuminga the answer?
No, but
for our front court.
I think he was the answer to the question, who can help us who can help to put us on that track of where we're going to get younger and going forward.
Offensively, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, I think even if Kuminga was on this roster, we still would have a problem rebounding, blocking shots, rim protection.
Those are things he does not do.
Because, I mean, I was thrown off when we let Valanciunas go.
There you go. It's a great example.
I honestly thought Valanciunas was a great, in case of emergency, break glass player to have on your roster.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Sabonis went down, or even if Sabonis just got into foul trouble, he gave you enough at that center position for you to keep going.
Center was a real strength for the Kings last year.
Right.
You had two really good centers.
Really good centers to where you really didn't lose anything when Sabonis came off the floor. You know, ever since Sabonis got here, it has always been the mantra of, oh, my God, what are we going to do when Sabonis is not on the floor? You know, what is this team going to look like when Sabonis is on the floor? So when we finally had a chance to grab Valanciunas, it was kind of like, whew, okay, well, when Sabonis comes out the game, we don't have to hold our breath for those 4 minutes, those 3 minutes.
Especially given that it looks like they got rid of Sabonis ultimately to create enough room to bring in Schroeder. It's just, Pam raises a great point. It's a real head scratcher.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, you know, and it's crazy. We went from having too many guards, having to get rid of guards, to now you don't have enough big men.
Mm-hmm.
We was loaded at the big men for a little while.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of backup centers, I saw something online yesterday. I forget who posted this. It was the Warriors roster from 1964, something like that. They did not have a backup center because Wilt Chamberlain played every minute of every game.
Wow. Well, when you have a guy like Wilt, okay?
Yeah. He literally never fouled out, and he played every minute.
Hey, you know what? You don't have a hole at the 5 spot, I'll tell you that.
Right. Yeah, one-man depth there.
A one-man wrecking crew.
Yeah. What do you have for us here, Henry? The all-high flyer team. In all fairness, Henry didn't know we were going to ask him about this today.
You know, I'm going to give you 5. I'm going to give you my 5 guys, and I'm going to give you one honorable mention.
Okay. And these are guys that, how do they make your team?
You said play the game the right way.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think they embody what the NBA is today.
Okay.
Number 1, you got to roll with Wemby.
Wow. Okay.
Wemby is going to be the next Wilt Chamberlain. We just talked about how great Wilt was. Wilt was so great that they didn't need another guy coming off the bench. Wemby is in that breath of air with Wilt.
You concerned at all about his, you know, he's got a few nicks here and there?
Well, all big fellas have that.
Okay.
It ain't been a big fella come through the league that hasn't had that problem.
Okay.
That's something that goes with 7 foot plus.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2.
You okay with this music that Ramsey got?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah. I'm trying to function. Number 2, I'm taking the Joker.
Ooh, okay.
I'm taking the Joker. This dude is unstoppable. One-on-one, like I said, he's a one-man wrecking show. Inside, outside, court vision, even on the defensive side. He isn't a straight-up rim protector, but he's a good team defense guy. So he helps you on both sides of the floor.
He's one of the best players I've ever seen in my whole life.
I mean, definitely top, right?
Yeah.
So, number 3, Giannis, the Greek freak. Giannis is a guy, his size and his athletic ability, one-on-one, he's unstoppable. You have to bring somebody to help. I don't know nobody, even Wemby. I don't know nobody in this league that's going to be able to guard Giannis one-on-one the way he comes down the floor and the way he attacks the rim.
Well, it's just incredible that he can cover so much ground with a single step.
Right.
How do you guard somebody like that?
And you know, he's not 7'4", but he's definitely a good, 6'10", 6'11", and with the wingspan, he probably almost matches Wemby. So
you think he ever gets another one? Another ring?
Oh, tough. But I tell you what, though, the will to win, you can never count him out. The dude will do anything to win. So that's 3.
Wemby, Jokic, Giannis. The all high flyer team.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Ooh.
Got to go with Shea Alexander.
What a great trade they made to get him.
Man.
We all, or at least I always talk about, OKC's done such a great job converting their draft picks. They didn't draft him. They traded for him.
You know, nobody knew that he was going to become what he is now, but he definitely had flares to where you was like, this dude could be something special.
Mm-hmm.
He really can be something special. So Shea is at my guard.
What sets him apart to me, among other than just his ability, is the way he wants. No, we're a team. He does not in any way try to, I'm better than everybody else. Like, no, we're all in this together.
Right. And, you know,
it's really unusual.
And that's one of the reasons why they won, because they won together.
Yeah.
You know, with all the accolades of the interviews and all of those things, no one person really stood out. It was like, the team is winning this. And, you know, and if you're trying to make a dynasty, bro, that's a good way to start it. So Shea was at that position. And I got to throw me an old man in there, man. I got to go with Steph Curry.
Really?
Steph Curry, man, has revolutionized the game.
Come on, High Flyer. He's a warrior. Boo.
Yeah, he is. And he has revolutionized the game of basketball. Steph Curry has changed the rule. The way the NBA is played, he's changed it and he's dominated. We have never seen a shooter. Now, we could talk about the life of the NBA. You can debate the GOAT. You can debate the greatest big man. We have never seen another player to come through this league that can shoot the ball the way Steph Curry has.
He's almost the Wilt of guards.
Exactly. The unicorn.
Yeah.
Nobody has done what he's done on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And my honorable mention?
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards.
Oh, really?
I like Anthony Edwards. It was Ja Morant, but Ja Morant is kind of shaky to me, you know, with all the off-court stuff, you know. But Anthony Edwards is the next tier superstar in this league.
The impressive thing to me about him is that he gets better. He works at his game and gets better.
Works hard.
Yeah.
Works hard. You know, and that's the difference that shows up in the league. Everybody in the NBA can play, Whitey. Everybody in the NBA was the man on their team before they came into the league. So you can play basketball. Now, what separates you once you get into the league is two things. It's your work ethic and your basketball IQ. So those guys who work harder, those are the guys that become all-stars and Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only difference.
And I think that both those have to do with how much you want to
you want it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not everybody wants to win. People are just wired differently.
You know,
so everyone would like to win,
right? Would
prefer to win, but some people, the best players, need to win.
Let me tell you this. A lot of people might not know this, but I kind of knew it, but until you get, you know, solidified, it's only a rumor. Russell Westbrook, at his age, guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer. This dude still works out 3 times a day. 3 times a day, and works on his craft. So when you watch him out there on the floor, and, you know, yes, he's not the old OKC Westbrook.
He's always the first one out there on the floor, too.
He's the first one to run on the floor. Mm-hmm. You never, ever question his motor. You know, you never question his wanting to will. Now, he might not always do the right thing. You know, he going to make some bonehead moves out there. But what I'm saying is that this is a guy who legacy is already cemented in stone. He continues to approach the game in the right way.
Yeah, the guys who play the game the right way according to the High Flyer, the all High Flyer team, Wemby, Jokic, Giannis, Shea, Curry, an honorable mention, Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards.
Quite a team. Thank you.
Whew.
Yeah, and just to be clear, I made sure that there's no conflicts. No Kings were eligible for that, so Henry didn't have to worry about, I work for the Kings. I don't know if any of them would have made that team anyway.
Think about it. If anybody want to call and debate me about those,
good luck with that.
Give them a number, Whitey. It's free.
339-1140.
I was thinking he was going to name Luka, and it was just going to be an all-international team that we might see it Intuit Center in February, Intuit Dome in February for the All-Star team.
You know,
Thank you for not naming him.
I like Luka, but I hate on Luka. I really do. I hate his game. I hate the way he plays. I respect him, but I don't like him.
I don't like the way he plays either.
He cries too much.
Facts.
Amazing. Yeah.
He cries way too much.
When we come back, more on the Kings and the effort thing, and we got to see how Henry's buddy Jay Kidd is doing down there in the Lone Star State. We'll check on that next on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home with a 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
This 49ers Red Zone Report is being brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Towards Sky Moore, takes it at the 3-yard line, far hash, brings it up the field, gets past the 25 to the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, has one man to beat, it's the kicker, Sky Moore, down to the 5, diving for the pile.
Steps up into the pocket, throws a deep ball downfield, Kittle makes the catch over the shoulder, near pile on, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers.
Ready, set, win big. When the 49ers win, you score. With 49% off any large pizza, only at Mountain Mike's Pizza. Celebrate every game day with your favorites from our legendary crispy, curly pepperoni, bold sauced up wings, garlic butter drenched sides, and gooey sweet desserts, all hot, fresh, and built for a Niners victory. Download the Mountain Mike's app, join Mountain Rewards, and turn every Niners win into a pizza party. Let's go Niners! Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports, 1140. Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
High Flyer is here. Before we get back to the Kings, I want to let you know that you can win a family 4-pack of tickets to see UC Davis versus Sac State at UC Davis Health Field on November 22nd. For your shot at a family 4-pack of tickets, text in the keyword of the day, 916-339-1140. What a matchup. I mean, you got Jay Ross, the voice of Sac State. You got your boy, Scott Marsh, the voice of UC Davis.
Mm-hmm.
What if they went head-to-head on the hardwood? Who do you like there?
Ooh, Jay Ross.
Scott Marsh is your guy. Well, they're both your guy, aren't they?
Yeah, but Jay Ross can't be beaten. Yeah. You know, it was almost kind of like the Battle of the Causeway. Mike Bibby and
that's right, Jim
Les.
Les. Yes.
Two ex-Kings going at it.
The keyword of the day is SCORE, SCORE. Text that into 916-339-1140. You could win a family 4-pack of tickets to see UC Davis versus Sac State. Good luck. Thanks for listening. The High Flyer with us. Henry, what position would you say in the NBA has evolved the most, changed the most since you played? We were just talking off the air about some great power forwards, and we talk about centers, and now you have stretch bigs.
That's it right there.
Is it?
Yeah. The stretch 4 definitely revolutionized the game. The stretch 4 changed it. Before, you had two low post players and their men. So you could easily have 2 7-footers right there inside the key.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot more congested. It wasn't easy as far as break your man down and get to the basket and score. Oh, no. You had some big boys you had to deal with once you got down in there.
Right.
So, it made the game a lot more methodical out on the wing because that's basically where you had to score. Your scoring area was a lot smaller. So, once you got down in those trees, you better have a type of game to where you can elevate and score above the rim.
I remember watching, I think it was a replay of the 1986 finals, which would have been Celtics, Rockets. And, and they're in the half court, and Robert Reed has the ball. And the offense is not extended any further than, say, the top of the key. Now the offense is extended 30 feet out easily. It really has changed it. And I would think if there were bigs at that time that shot threes, they'd be sitting down, right? That would not have been tolerated.
Oh, no. I mean, think about this, Whitey. Even going back to the days of Mitch Richmond.
Yeah.
And Mitch was one of the best shooters to come through the Kings organization in a long time. Mitch didn't shoot a bunch of threes. He shot a couple. But, if he shot that first one and missed it, shot that second one and missed it, that third shot is going to be inside that arc. It wasn't a situation where you just kept shooting threes. No. That was not even heard of back in our day.
Right. It's incredible. The proliferation, of three-point shooters and shots in the NBA. All right, so it's the stretch 4. How has your buddy, Jason Kidd, been handling all of this? I know you go way back with him. What can you share with us about how he's handled all of the turmoil and everything going on in Big D?
You know what, Whitey? It's funny because I haven't even talked to Jay.
Okay.
I haven't talked to him, man. Usually, we usually talk at least once or twice a month, but seeing what all we've been going through, I haven't even had a chance to look at Jay and say, hey, man, y'all all right down there?
Uh-huh.
I'm studying dealing with what we got going down here. But I see what's happening down there. And, their start definitely isn't where they thought they were going to be.
Right.
I think that, him having to just use Cooper Flagg at the point definitely is not what he wants. Not having Kyrie Irving hurts big time.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about, well, can one player really disrupt the team that bad? Yeah, it can. Look down at Indiana. They don't have Tyrese Halliburton, struggling. Dallas don't have Kyrie Irving, struggling. So yes, one man can really make a difference to your team.
Yeah, and they're still, as a franchise, dealing with the fallout from the Luka trade, but this year they're 4-11, and I know that there are some pundits around the league who say, if they were healthy, Dallas that is, they might be a pretty good team. But now it looks like a lot of people think they are going to trade AD. And some people say they shouldn't, but it looks like people expect them to move off of him.
Trade AD where?
I don't know.
Because,
You interested?
No, think about this. Who wants AD? AD stay in street clothes more than he do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
If Anthony Davis could stay healthy, Dallas would keep him. I mean, for what he brings you on the floor, the dude is second to none. I mean, he's one of the best power forwards / centers in the league when he's healthy.
When he was coming out of college, he was a phenomenal player.
Hadn't seen length and athleticism like that in a big man in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say him and DeMarcus Cousins both were freak of natures when they came out, and were ready as soon as they left college to come to the NBA and dominate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're right now 4-11. So, for all the Kings' troubles, the Dallas Mavericks are just a half game ahead of the Kings. I know we talked to Kyle Draper yesterday, and Drape said he was part of the film session the Kings had yesterday, and he said the coaches, again, are just really stressing the importance of effort. And I know we touched on this earlier. To me, I hate to quibble, but when you have guys that have never been good defenders, Henry, you played the game, so I don't mean to, disagree with you. But to me, if you're not a good defensive team and you've got guys who've never been good defenders, effort's only going to get you so far. You have to have it, but it can't make you a good defensive team if you don't have good defensive players, in my opinion.
Okay. Let's mull this over.
Yeah.
We talked about it early on.
Yeah.
To be in this league, you are an elite player. You are a pretty good athlete out there on the floor. Some of them are freak athletes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear you can't play defense. I'm sorry. It doesn't take talent to play defense. It takes heart.
But it does take physical ability.
It don't take talent, but we're talking about physical ability to where you can jump from the free throw line, take a ball, and go between your legs and dunk it.
Mm-hmm.
You have the ability, okay? You are 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", and can jump out the gym. You have the ability. You are skeeter bug quick. You have the wingspan of a G5 jet. You have the ability to play defense. Now, am I asking you to be a lockdown Tony Allen defender? Okay, everybody can't do that. That's a special that's a special skill. But I tell you what, let me ask you this. When you look at Draymond Green, and you will say Draymond Green, just say in his heyday, a hell of a defender, right?
Yes.
Is Draymond Green the biggest guy you've ever seen in the league?
No, but he's...
Listen.
Yeah.
Is Draymond Green the biggest guy you've seen in the league?
No.
Is he the strongest guy you've seen in the league?
No, but he is big and strong, but no, he's not the biggest or the strongest.
Exactly. Is he the most athletic freak you've seen in the league?
No.
But what makes Draymond Green such a good defender?
Two things: his effort, desire, and
basketball IQ.
He understands defense about as well as anybody I've ever seen.
Exactly. But more so, he wants to do it.
Absolutely agree.
So that's what I'm saying. You don't have to be some type of super mega marvel to play defense. It's either you want to do it or you don't. You can't tell me, I'm not a defensive player. If you're not a defensive player, you don't belong in this league.
Okay, but if you have, and let's face it, the Kings do. We don't have to name any names, but we know it. They have guys on the team that have never been known for their defense.
Got you.
And I understand your point. Look, these are guys, anybody in the league, you could say he could play better defense. How do you get them to do it then?
It has to be a rule. I'm sorry. It has to be a no no bars rule. If you don't play defense, you don't play. And, and okay, if you got some guys that, okay, you know what? You're giving me all you got, but you're still coming up just a little bit short. All right, you know what? We got to hide you. We have to learn how to play these gimmick defenses in order to hide one of our players' deficiencies. But everybody has to be on board, and that's where you come down to your basketball IQ. Okay, you can't have a limit ability on defense and no basketball IQ. You got to get on the bench. You hurting me, bro. You're playing hard, but you're killing us. Sit over here. You have to be very, very creative when you have players that really aren't man-to-man defensive lockdown guys.
Right.
And it has to be done collectively. I don't care. You can bring Giannis here, one of the best defenders in the league. If you don't have the other guys playing defense just as hard as him, it makes no difference.
Right.
Giannis can shut his man down all day and night. These other four going to score at will.
They're going to pick and roll and attack whoever they want to attack, and your whole defense breaks down.
The whole defense breaks down. So it has to start from number 1 to 2 all the way down to 5. Everybody has to be held accountable. And if you don't do your job and you're getting beaten your assignments, don't care how many million you make. Come on over here, son.
I understand the importance of that, but I also, over the years, go ahead.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
And until it be that, this is what you're going to have.
Yeah. I know that over the years, especially people who've been in Sacramento for a long time, over the years, we've seen some bad defensive teams. If you've been a basketball fan for a long time, you've seen bad defensive teams here and there. All bad defensive teams say the same things, frankly, that the Kings are saying now. One of them is, we're not communicating. I know how important it is to communicate. I know that. But that is not the be-all, end-all. Nope. I know how important it is to work at it and to want it. I know that's very important. But if you have guys that are too small or too slow, not quick enough, they can talk more and they can work at it harder. They're still not going to be very good defenders. They might be better, but you're still not going to have a very good defensive team, in my opinion.
Let me tell you this, Whitey. You've played basketball to a certain level, right?
To a certain level.
To a certain level.
Yeah.
I've played basketball since I've been 6, 7, 8 years old.
At the highest level, yeah.
At the highest level. One of the easiest things that there is to do, and one of the first things you're taught as a basketball player, is communicate with your teammates.
Yes, sir. Absolutely true. I
know
know that.
When you tell me the communication ain't there, that goes right back to you just don't want to do it. How hard is it to say screen right, screen left? How hard is it to say jump, jump, stunt, I got your man, red on this pass, blue over there? How hard is it?
Are they really not? I mean, is it really that bad with this team?
It is that bad with this team because when you got guys that the ball is coming down the court. Now, I can say this because I've seen it on multiple positions. The ball is coming down the court. The guy with the ball in his hands, nobody picks him up. He's at the 3-point line, and nobody has picked him up. That's communication. Somebody has to see you're guarding your man, right? Okay, that's fine. But nobody is guarding the dude with the ball, and he's at the free throw line.
That's not good. You've already lost that possession.
You've lost.
Yeah.
Somebody should have said, while the guy's coming up, who got ball?
Right.
Who got ball?
Yeah. Someone has to recognize that right away. And if no one's got it, I got ball.
There you go. There you go. The the ability. I'm sorry, Whitey. The ability is there. You can't tell me it's just not there. To do certain things, elementary type things. You can't tell me that we got guys on our roster that can't say screen right, screen left. We don't have guys on our roster that can't say switch, 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 switch. Bro, it's just basketball. You can do it. It's all about, do you want to? I'm sorry. You have the ability. I know every last person on that roster has the ability to do it.
I'll go back to last year. I guess it was Michael Malone's last visit here. And we know it was part of that losing streak that ended up it resulted in Coach Brown's dismissal. But my point is this. I know we all remember this. First quarter, Aaron Gordon, and he was guarded by DeMar DeRozan. And DeMar DeRozan had no chance. because he should not have been guarding a 4. And I
No.
think that that's part of the problem with this roster. Some guys in some instances far too often are being asked to do things no one should really be asking them to do.
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Because at the end of the day, DeMar DeRozan cannot guard Aaron Gordon.
No, it's just not going to happen.
And especially around the rim.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, before Aaron Gordon gives me 16 points in the first quarter, I'm going to have 4 fouls.
Mm-hmm.
He going to earn them the hard way. You're just not going to keep scoring bucket after bucket after bucket after bucket on me. Nope. I might not play because I'm in foul trouble, but instead of you having those many points just straight at the bucket, you're going to have all of them at the free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say it comes from in the heart.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from inside of here. Bro, do not let your guy just have his way with you. You cannot come in my house, and this is HT, the basketball player, talking. You cannot come in my house on my floor and think you're going to have your way with me. You're going to come in my house, sit on my couch, and put your feet on the table and got mud on your shoes. That's disrespectful. It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. When Coach Christie talks about how he wants to establish a defensive foundation, sure, he'd like to see it from the veterans. To me, Henry, he's talking more directly to the young players. Again, I understand he's talking to the veterans. We heard him call them out. To me, what I hear him saying is, especially to the young players who may be here longer than some of the veterans, I think it's vitally important that he impress upon them how some of the things you're seeing from some of the veterans is not going to be tolerated. That, to me, is part of what I think is going on with Coach Christie and some of the messages he's sending.
The problem with that is, how do you expect your young players to get on board and say, I believe in this, I buy in to what you're saying, when your veterans do the opposite thing?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I understand.
Hey, that's why Doug is so frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
How can you ask a young Nick Clifford, hey, I need you to do this, and when he look out there on the floor, your first ballot Hall of Famers, some of them, we got 3. I honestly think we got 3 Hall of Famers on our team, and they don't do it.
That would lead to a coach who gets angry.
Yeah, frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Understandably so. So at the end of that's why I say, the Russell Westbrook thing, you can look at it however you want to look at it. But I look at it like this. If you're trying to change a culture, if you're trying to teach young players, and you're trying to show young players the way and how it should be done, Russell Westbrook is one of the best in the business. I think his approach to being an NBA player is second to none.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand that. And I was not crazy about the signing, but yeah.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either.
Uh-huh.
But if you're looking at just that aspect alone, he's one of the best in the business.
If you're trying to impress upon your youngsters, this is how it's done. There are few, if any, better examples.
It's only 2 for me at that position: Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook. Their approach to the game as pros. Now, I'm not talking about what they're going to give you out there on the floor, what it's going to add up to, but I'm talking about to show the guys the right way, only 2.
I got a third one for you, potentially. What's your take on Mike Conley?
Mike, I like what Mike does.
Pro, but not with the
physicality. Mike isn't the vocal guy that's really going to get him going. He leads by example. And it's a good example.
Great example.
When you're trying to change and really set the tone, you need guys that's going to do a little bit of both. Chris Paul ain't backing down to nobody. Same thing with Russell Westbrook.
I think the Kings' defense looks worse than anyone expected, in part for this reason. Offenses are better than they've ever been. NBA teams are averaging, right now, I know it's early, these numbers could change over the course of the year, but right now, teams are averaging 117.1 points per game. The last time teams averaged that many points per game for a whole season was 1967. Offenses are better, and that's one reason why the Kings' defense, which was already kind of questionable, is it's facing more pressure and competition than anybody expected. Offenses are better and better, and they're playing at pace more and more. That's not an excuse, but it's what's going on.
You could say that. But, it's 2 sides to the ball. I would say that if basically all the NBA teams are just scoring at a very, very high rate, all players can score. That seems to be where all the onus is in today's game.
Mm-hmm.
It's offense, scoring, shooting the three-pointer, being able to score. Well, scoring is good. But anybody that knows NBA basketball and understands what it takes to get to the top of the mountain, understand at some particular point, defense has got to rear its ugly head.
Absolutely. I don't think that I won't speak for anybody else, have really paid enough attention to what's going on within the organization, because you go back a year ago, Coach Mike Brown talked a lot about we've got to be better defensively. And what did we hear from the organization? We heard from Monty McNair, who, by the way, I think did a good job here. But what did he say? He said, we can look it up. Defensively, we got to be good enough, but we are about scoring, because that was the organizational philosophy. Now you've got a GM and a coach who say defense. I don't know where that's going to lead, but to me, that's really interesting, Henry, and I think they're on the right track there.
Yes, I do too, because, people really got down on Mike Brown because Mike Brown was preaching defense. But look at Mike Brown's pedigree. Mike Brown had just left the Golden State Warriors pretty much in their dynasty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this team is offense-driven. But at some point, what we just talked about, defense has to rear their ugly head. The dude has been to the mountaintop. He's been to the la creme of the la creme.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what he is talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you buck against what this man is trying to tell you and tell you what it's going to take to get to the next level?
Mm-hmm.
That's like, say for example, Popovich is telling you exactly what it takes to have a dynasty, and you tell Pop, no, things have changed. The dude has done it to the highest, to the fullest.
Right.
Come on, man. At some particular point, you're going to have to say, maybe this dude is right, and maybe I need to try it that way, because my way has only gotten me so far. Offense is definitely going to be pretty. It's going to get you where you have to be. But I tell you what, when it comes down to getting to that next level, we talk about levels in this game. When it comes down to getting to offense, you're going to win some basketball games. Now, it might even get you to the playoffs. Once playoff ball hit, we talk about it. Playoff basketball is totally different.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole different monster than regular season basketball. That's where the ugly head pop up out at.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have an ugly head once you hit the playoffs, it's forward, you're done. You have to have that ugly monster we call defense when you hit that style of ball. I don't care what team you're on. No team has went through with the offensive arsenal and didn't play no defense, won a championship.
Well, I know it's not pretty right now. You look at the record, and a lot of people are critical of the organization, and a lot of that is understandable. But given that you've got a coach now and a GM who are talking about defense, that's one thing I think they've gotten right. We'll see where it goes, but that's definitely the right approach if you want to win, if you want to be a sustainable winner.
You have to. In order to have some success, you're going to have to play defense. Like we said, offense will get you there if you got enough of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you got enough offense, you're going to win some games.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, and it might get you to the playoffs if you have just guys who can just straight, flat out score on your bench. But it's probably not going to get you past that first round.
Right. When we come back, why people that say the Kings could still get into the play-in may not be crazy. Next on Sactown Sports.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Cal Athletics. Schedule a free inspection. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Well, I know I've told you this story before, but I'll tell it again. It's therapeutic for me because it was nasty. Last winter, Whitey Woods, our old heater, broke down, and we needed a new one, and we needed a new one fast because it was a dead of winter and it was icy cold. So many HVAC companies out there. How to choose? A friend recommended leesair.com. We checked them out. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating was ready to come out the day that we called. Treated us with a ton of respect. And they brought out the new HVAC unit, which we still marvel at to this day. It was on today. Oh, it's so quiet. It's so powerful. Why choose Lee's? They offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee, 4.8 stars on Google. They've won awards for their service. They've spent more than 40 years serving the Valley's HVAC heating and plumbing needs. You can trust Lee's with installation repair of your AC, furnace, and water heater. Is your furnace, your heater, up for the winter ahead? Check out leesair.com, see about the specials they have available. Maybe they can come out and make sure that you are. Find out more at leesair.com and check on that mission statement. Check on those specials. Let Lee's take care of you the way they took care of me. Treating us like family, they set us up with an HVAC system that has, as I like to say, improved our quality of life, has improved the air that we breathe, and guess what? We're saving money too! Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 635355.
Kohl's has 20% off gifts that are so good, your family might think you read their minds. Check off your list now with cozy, thoughtful, and stylish gifts that will make them say, oh, how did you know? Yep, with these presents from Kohl's, you're gonna leave them feeling impressed and convinced that you're a psychic. Shop Kohl's for an extra 20% off gifts that are the perfect fit. Select styles. Offer ends November 22nd. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Staples presents An Easy Holiday.
Running a small business during the holidays is hard.
No truer words were...
But this year, Staples helped me have an easy holiday.
Your script has a typo.
Nope, easy peasy. I just ordered online at staples.com and picked up in store. And with UPS on site, shipping was easy too. Plus, huge savings on tech, custom cards, even my holiday sale signage.
Visit your local Staples store or staples.com today for up to 45% off select laptops.
That was easy.
Ends 12/27.
Hey everybody, it's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now for the last 2 years, I've been sharing the great experience I've had being a customer of Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the sales department to the service department, they're top notch. And now is the perfect time for you to have the MB of Stockton experience. The Mercedes-Benz holiday celebration is on, and that means you can get super low rates on new and certified pre-owned models. Plus, they'll throw in 3 years of prepaid maintenance on select models. They make it easy and affordable for you to drive away in the car of your dreams. And if you have a trade-in, well, they're looking for all vehicles to purchase. Any makes, any models, just holler at my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration is the gift that keeps on giving. So take the short drive down I-5 and visit my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. And while you're there, tell them Drape sent you.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
It's too bad we did not have the YouTube feed going during that commercial break because Ramsey came in and asked a question about team defense, and the high flyer lost it. Not it, Ramsey, but just you have some frustrations about the way professionals play defense, huh? Today's NBA.
The whole concept of it, Whitey.
It's not funny. I'm not laughing at you.
I honestly don't understand, and we see it in today's game.
Yeah.
You know, I see it. You know, let's say, for example, if you got a team to where they go into a 2-3 zone on the defensive side. Some of these guys do not understand the concept of the 2-3 zone.
Mm-hmm.
The 2-3 zone, it really is made for you, or matchup zone, whichever one you want to call it, matchup zone. It's made to where you match up with the guy in your area. If there isn't a guy in your area becomes the middle of the key, whether you're on the top or the bottom. All right, because everybody knows that once the ball gets to the free throw line in the middle of the key, the zone is busted, the zone is broke. You go right back to man-to-man. And then once the ball hits your side of the floor, you keep the ball on that side of the floor. You do not let the ball rotate and go around the horn. That's where you have to bust your butt and work hard to keep that ball on one side. Because like I said, once it hits the middle of the floor, the zone is broken. Everybody has to collapse, and then they get to kick the ball out. It's a plain and simple rule. Since you've been yay big, it's a rule. But I watch in the NBA to where some teams, they don't know how to run it. And then you get some teams that don't know how to break it.
You see that a lot.
I'm like, it's simple.
It takes teams 2 or 3 possessions sometimes
How
before they
long-
even realize they're facing a zone, it seems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. These are things that we're taught, Whitey, from junior high school, elementary.
Yeah.
When you cut through the lane and your man don't follow you, guess what they're in? And in the NBA, okay, my day in the NBA was a little bit different. It was a little more handsy. You always felt somebody.
I don't even know if you could play zone then.
But I'm saying though, the NBA was handsy. You always understood somebody was guarding you because they're pulling on your jersey, they got their hands on your shorts. You knew your man was standing next to you. So when you cut through the lane, running your offense, and that guy was not holding your jersey, you knew automatically they're in the zone. That's just it.
Yeah.
And
somebody flashed to the high post. High post gets the ball right there at the free throw line. He's wide open because you're in a zone. So what happens? You have to. I
appreciate the passion. I know it's not fun.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What happens when you catch the ball at the free throw line? Everybody has to collapse down. That's the rule. Everybody collapses down. Now that offense is done because he can either shoot that free throw line shot or now he got 2 guys.
Yeah.
One in each corner. He can find for a 3-point shot.
Yeah.
It's over
almost
with.
becomes a 3-on-2 if it's done right.
It's a 3-on-2. Exactly. It's over.
Yeah.
And question for you, AHT. Do you think this is something that it's almost like an epidemic in basketball starting like at the lower level, like the AAU levels?
Oh, yes.
So where they're not preaching zone, simple concept of a zone or simple concepts of defense?
You're not being taught at a young age the proper way. I mean, I blame AAU for a lot because you see these AAU teams and all they do is they get the most athletic kids they can get and they put them out there on the floor and guess what? Offense is the onus. You just get the ball and you go up and down and you run and you jump and you dunk the basketball and you try to win some basketball games. As far as actually teaching them the fundamentals, teaching them the game within the game, they don't do that. So now we get these guys, they're that way in AAU. They go do 1 year in college.
1 year, yeah.
Or they go to a prep school, right? And now they're in the NBA and you say, okay, son, we need to do a bump and run defense, huh? What? You mean to tell me you've never ran a bump and run defense? No. How about the matchup zone? No. How about the box and 1? Don't even talk about triangle and 2. All of these things, they don't know.
Right, because it doesn't pay to play defense when you're trying to help youngsters get into college and things like that.
But let's say this though. You know, my list that I just gave you.
Yes, sir.
Is highly favored on the European side, ain't it?
Wemby, Jokic, Giannis, Shea, and Curry. Yeah.
You know why? Because those guys are being brought up to do the old school fundamentals. They still play zone in Europe. You have to figure out how to break a zone. You have to figure out how to play a zone.
Do they teach shooting better in other countries too?
They shoot more. You know, but then again, you know, in today's game has changed a lot too because everybody got their workout coaches and all this stuff. All that stuff have changed. But yes, their big men definitely do a lot more skill drills than our big men over here. I would have to say. But like I said, that part of learning basketball is almost like a lost art here in the United States. If you're 6'9", 6'10", you can run, jump, and dunk, you could be in the NBA. But if you don't have that basketball IQ, bro, you look a little shaky out there once you get out there with some guys that do know how to play.
Some of that gets down to why you're doing it. And there's all reasons are valid, but if you're doing it, you know, for glory and things, that's fine. But some guys, like you mentioned, Draymond, he's just wired that way. He is doing it because he wants to win.
The will to win.
So he applies himself in terms of basketball IQ.
The will to win is that X factor. I always throw that up against analytics. Everybody comes with their analytics. Oh, well, we got these numbers that match up against those numbers and this numbers and that numbers. That means absolutely nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can have a guy that's off the charts, but give me a guy like Tony Allen with a motor like Tony Allen, he will shut him down all day and night.
That's because there's analytics and there's flyerlytics. Am I right?
It's just straight heart.
Yeah.
It's just straight heart. And that's what Draymond Green has. If you look at him on a paper as far as on the charts, you can probably go find a Draymond Green at the 7-Eleven. But his will to win and basketball IQ is what's going to make him a Hall of Famer.
Speaking of will to win, Kings fans somewhat divided. Many fans are thinking, you know what? Team's not very good right now. You're better off tanking, rebuilding, however you want to phrase it, and seeing what choice draft picks you can end up with and getting younger. There are still some people, and there's two of them right here, Ramsey and the High Flyer, that are still thinking, hey, I would like to see if this team can make a run. Yesterday we had Sean Cunningham in. He said, as far as he knows, that's still the thinking of the organization. We don't know that, but that's what he thinks. So as poorly as the Kings are playing, it looks like, whoa, how could you hope to make the play-in? You could win half your games from here, and that would put you at like 37 wins. Well, fact of the matter is there's a lot of teams in the West that are struggling. Utah 5-8, Memphis 4-10, Clippers 4-10, Mavs 4-11, Kings 3-11, Pelicans 2-12. If the Kings can find a way, once they add Keegan, again, I don't think this is the best way to go, but for those who do, if they do that, they're able to find some traction, win a few games, they're not that far out of the play-in. And I give credit to Ramsey. I know, Ramsey, you were on with Alan a couple weeks ago. You said, they're only a game out of 10th. Yeah. I remember I was like, pah! But it's true. I mean, if they start playing better and some of these other teams don't, you can't say that they don't still have a shot at the play-in.
And that's the crazy thing right now, Whitey,
is crazy.
That, as low as we feel right now as fans, as low as we feel, you're not out of it.
Right.
It's crazy to even think that way, but you're not out of it. It's still a chance that if this team get Keegan Murray back, if this team get everybody healthy, maybe make another tweak, just one little tweak, that might be the thing to where they're starting to see other teams. They're going to go on East Coast trips. They're going to see some teams that aren't the juggernauts that they have to go up against these first 15 games.
Ease up a little bit.
You can start getting a couple of wins in here. Now it's not looking so bleak.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're going to win 47 games, but you might get in with 37 wins. I don't know. It's possible.
You know what, though? That's crazy because last year, 500 didn't do it. 500 didn't do it.
Also depends on whether the Clippers ever figured out, if Dallas ever figures it out. But right now, they're struggling.
Now, that's going to be the thing, too. Right now, you have a bunch of teams that haven't figured it out. And 9 times out of 10, 3 of those teams are going to figure it out. So that's going to take 3 of those spots away.
Yeah.
3 of those teams are going to figure it out. We just hope the Kings is one of them.
Right. When we come back, we'll look at some potential deals for one of the Kings' biggest stars. Next with a High Flyer on Sactown Sports.
This Sponsor the Clock is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
This Black Friday is the best time to get the Toyota you've been wanting, but these deals will disappear soon. Right now, get low 1.99% financing plus $1,000 finance cash on the 2025 Tacoma. Or score a low-cost lease on Tacoma Double Cab. Or get low 0.99% financing plus up to $1,000 finance cash on the 2025 Tundra. Black Friday is almost over, so visit your Toyota dealership before these deals are gone. Toyota, let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit and cannot be combined with other offers. Ends 12/1/25.
There's no championship league for small business owners. But if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation. One-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
Staples presents An Easy Holiday.
Running a small business during the holidays is hard.
No truer words were...
But this year, Staples helped me have an easy holiday.
Your script has a typo.
Nope, easy peasy. I just ordered online at staples.com and picked up in store. And with UPS on site, shipping was easy too. Plus, huge savings on tech, custom cards, even my holiday sales signage.
Visit your local Staples store or staples.com today for up to 45% off select laptops.
That was easy.
Ends 12/27.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home with a 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Just not familiar with some of the defensive fundamentals.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And then you have fundamentals, and then you have team defenses to where you pretty much have schemes of how you want to defend. You know, some teams, they don't want to give up middle. Some teams, they don't want to give up baseline.
Ice the pick and roll? You send it to the sideline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it depends upon who you play. Some teams, you know, you got to double team on the pass. Some teams, you double team on the dribble. It just depends upon the philosophy of your team defense. All of those things have to be in 5 guys' minds.
What can you share with us, Henry, about what the Kings do when it comes to the strategies defensively? Some stuff you're probably privy to that maybe you're not at liberty of sharing, but I don't think that in the media today, the national media, we get enough of that. I know when the Kings were playing somebody, Jamal Crawford was doing a great job of breaking down some of their offensive sets. What are the Kings, to your eye, trying to do defensively?
Okay, you can talk about the game within the game. Defensively, they definitely want to guard the three-point line better. I think that's a big topic for Doug. Being able to be aggressive, because he's asking the guys, you know, he wants the guys to touch, make the opposing player feel you. But that's not meaning keep your hands on him. That meaning being in his space. So, you know, when you close out, you don't close out with your hands down. You close out with one hand up, one hand ready for the dribble.
Hand down, man down.
Yes, exactly. Mark Jackson said it best, and that's true. You know, he wants them to do that. I think the number one thing that he wants them to do that's not being done is staying with your man at least 3 dribbles. You can't get beat those first 3 dribbles. If you get beat and your man leaves you in those first 3 dribbles, now the defense is broken because someone has to pick up that guy. And when somebody has to rotate over to pick up your man, now the defense is in scramble mode.
Yeah, and it becomes a race to see, can you fill that void or can the offense find that weak spot first?
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm not going to say everybody is so defensively gifted to where they can't get beat off the dribble. No, because some of these guys are very talented. But what happens is if you do get beat off the dribble, you don't stop and watch. You better be on your bicycle on the rotation move and pretty much run into one of those corners because that's where the outlet pass is going to be. If your man breaks you down straight, and he's coming straight down the lane, and Sabonis' guy has to step up, Sabonis steps up to the middle. He clogs that. Somebody got to get back to that guy in the dunker spot. Because if you don't get back, it's alley-oop dunk. And then the other guy has to get back to either one of the 2 corners for guys shooting threes. If my man breaks me down and I stand and watch him, we're cooked.
One of the most interesting things Coach Christie said when he went off after one of those games was he said, when you go to your position defensively, you sprint there, you run there, and you get your hands up.
Right.
You don't kind of, you know, just
jog,
leisurely stroll to your spot because then you're already beaten.
And then you find your man. You find your man. Or this is another situation. If you're running back and you're not even guarding your man, let's say you got switched off or whatever may happen, or you fly out at a 3-point shoot or whatever, when you're getting back on defense, find the guy in your area and locate him early. You can't run all the way back to the 3-point line and then figure out, oh, let me go find my man. You better find the guy that's in your area early. And guess what, Whitey? You have to communicate. I got my man here. Somebody get the guy on the other side. You have to communicate. You have to talk. You don't have to see each other. Just listen. Just listen, and that will help you out on the defensive side.
Is part of the problem for the Kings defensively that they haven't, as a group, played together that long? I know there's lots of problems.
Yes.
Is that part of it?
That plays into it because I've never known a basketball team to have a dominant defensive presence of guys that have just come to a team.
Right.
You have to be able to play with those guys. If you want to go back to our 2002-2003 team, they wasn't the greatest on-ball defenders, but they were very, very good at team defense because you knew where Vlade was going to be. Okay, Mike Bibby wasn't playing no defense either. But we knew when Mike get broke down, Mike was sending his guy, he's sending his guy to the big man on the baseline, and Webb was coming to rotate over, and Vlade was dropping down in the middle. Doug Christie was the roam guy, right? Doug Christie played the linebacker's position. He was the roam guy to where, Mike Man got broke down, and I'm going to drop back into the dunker's position, but when you kick that ball out, I'm waiting. I'm playing center field. When you lob that ball back out, Doug Christie got it, picking it off, going down the other way. Team defense, everybody is on the string, even though Mike Bibby ain't playing no D.
One of the most prominent NBA coaches is talking about injuries today. We know that Domas is not playing tomorrow night because he banged his knee in the last game. Keegan's coming back. But Steve Kerr is talking more about some of the soft tissue injuries, and he thinks he knows what's going on. Steve Kerr in Orlando, where the Warriors are currently taking on the Orlando Magic, he says he's, quote, very concerned, end quote, that the NBA's increased pace of play, combined with 82 games in a relatively short time span, is leading to an increase in soft tissue injuries. Hard to prove, maybe impossible to prove, but in the past 2 days, Giannis suffered a groin strain, Wemby has a left calf strain, Steph Castle has a hip flexor strain, 5 other NBA players currently out with calf strains: AD, Ty Jerome, Dylan Harper, Ja, and Drew Holiday. Steve Kerr said that the Warriors medical staff believes the wear and tear, the speed, the pace, the mileage is factoring into these injuries, end quote. Now you may say, well, that's basketball. That's the nature of the NBA. But according to ESPN research, the league is playing at its fastest average collective pace since the 1988-89 season. Players have also combined to travel 34.3 miles per game this season, an average speed of 4.43 miles per hour. I know that's a lot of numbers. Longest average distance and fastest average speed since player tracking started in 2013-14. So Kerr says across the league, everyone understands that it's easier to score if you beat the opponent down the floor, get out in transition. But when everybody's doing that, the games are much higher paced. What do you think? That make any sense?
I can agree with the style of play that has changed. I mean, we talk about back in my day when you had the 2 low post players. Most of the time, we walked the ball up the floor.
Yeah.
Literally walked the ball up the floor. Nobody played high pace basketball and got out in transition except for the Showtime Lakers.
Yeah.
They did it. But everybody else pretty much walked the ball up the floor. So, I can understand to a certain point where you say, okay, the pace is crazy. Definitely is. It isn't like old days to where, you're just walking up. Everybody's going 100 miles an hour up and down the floor. I can definitely see that.
Now, he also has an agenda here, or at least this is something he's been pushing for a long time. Steve Kerr has been a vocal proponent of shortening the schedule from 82 to 72 games. But I just, that may make a lot of sense. I just don't think they're ever going to do it.
Well, that goes higher up the total pole,
right?
Because that start playing with the TV money, and the TV money is what is paying all of these billions and billions of dollars that the NBA gets in revenue.
Less TV games, less events to charge people to come to.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand all of that on the business side. And, the hard part that you really have to, be able to swallow is that today's game, we've always had 82 for the longest, always had 82 games, and guys were able to play those games, no problem. And in today's game, these young guys got so much more than what we had. As far as being able to keep your body right, all the STEM and all the trainers and weight training and everything else that they have to the disposal to all the massages and everything. I mean, they have everything to keep their bodies at peak condition.
Better nutrition, everything.
Yes, the way they ate. We had we had guys that would save money. Michael Jackson never, ever, ever bought anything with his money besides McDonald's. If you do that in the NBA, have you seen the spread that they put out after the games for these guys? Chicken, noodles, vegetables, everything that a professional player should be eating.
No burgers?
Please. I mean, you got grilled chicken, You've got grilled steak.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'll walk past there after the games, be like, hey, man, y'all want to help a brother out a little something, man? You know? I mean, I'm not playing no more, but can you give a brother a plate?
I'm not playing, but I still got to eat.
Right. I mean, they have everything at their disposal that 100% total professional machine would need compared to what we had back in the day.
Yeah. This reminds me, even though I'm with you, I think Steve Kerr may be right. It reminds me about the ongoing debate in the NFL about Thursday night football. It's probably more dangerous for players. Yeah. Oh, well, they're not going to do anything about it. Bless Steve Kerr for standing his ground and making his point. Right. I just don't see anything happening.
Me neither. I mean, for actually saying that. And see, even in the NFL, it hasn't always been Thursday night football.
Right.
In the NBA, it's always been 82.
You're right. You're right.
So how do you cut that off and say, well, guys did it. Now all of a sudden, it's too tough because of how you play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're not going to slow the game down because this is what the game has evolved to. It is what it is. And if this is the way we're going to play and this is the way we're going to be entertained, because, see, some people don't even look at it as that. This is entertainment. Even though it's a game, they make millions and millions and billions of dollars, it's still entertainment. So at the end of the day, they want that more so than anything else. And that entertainment brings in what? That almighty dollar.
Because it's the entertainment business.
Business.
Yeah, we'll talk about potential trades for a big King star next on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery. Embrace the company of family and friends and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at ChooseChangeCA.org.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No. We'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
In the heat of battle, your squad relies on you. Don't let them down. Unlock elite gaming tech at Lenovo.com. Dominate every match with next-level speed, seamless streaming, and performance that won't quit. Push your gameplay beyond performance with Intel Core Ultra processors for the next era of gaming. Upgrade to smooth, high-quality streaming with Intel Wi-Fi 6E and maximize game performance with enhanced overclocking. Win the tech search. Power up at Lenovo.com.
You've got a big day.
So you use Unstoppable scent boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppables beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Visit us at folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Whitey Gleason, Ramsey keeping us on the air today. We got the High Flyer with us. We've been talking a lot of Kings today. Kings taking on OKC tomorrow night. Won't be any easier against the Thunder without Domantas Sabonis. This would be, Henry, as you know, the second time he has missed the Thunder this year.
Yeah. You know, and I always try to find a silver lining when somebody go down, because I think it's a chance for somebody else to step up and really show what they can do out there on the basketball floor. So, you know, I'm looking at guys like Eubanks. I'm looking at Precious. Maybe even a rook, Nick Clifford. He probably going to be thrown down to the 4 position a little bit. You know, for those guys to get extended minutes. And, you know, and let's see what you do with those minutes, because this team will need you at some particular point again.
If I'm not mistaken, last time they played OKC, which was here on a Friday night, I think even Maxime Reynaud played a little bit, but the game was out of hand pretty early. But he did play a little bit. Yeah, I
mean, you know, get a chance to see Max get out there and get some more meaningful minutes. For younger guys, minutes like that, you know, you can't pay for that type of tutelage because you're going up against the best of the best. So you're going to get out there and you're going to get a chance to go up against some guys that are really going to teach you some things. You know, my first couple of years, man, I was a thief. Every time somebody hit me with a move that I got beat, oh, no. I'm going to steal that one because I'm going to put it on somebody else.
How much harder is it when you first come in the league to just guard people, you know, as a rookie?
It depends upon where you are in your game. You know, I would say
because you're seeing things you've never seen in your life, right?
Yeah, but here's the deal with that. Back in the day, first of all, we went 4 years, 4 years college, and defensively, I would probably say you're ready. You done seen pretty much everything. You done ran zone, you done ran matchup, you done ran everything there is defensively. Basketball IQ, you know about that. Defensively, you know, being on the string with your teammates, you know about that because you went through 4 years of your coach teaching you how to do those type of things. So I think defensively, you're probably ready to guard. Now, some of the things you see offensively about how gifted some of these dudes are, some of these freak athletes, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. You know, everybody here can run, jump, and dunk. Everybody. So, you know, so what makes you different? How are you going to bring something different to the game? So, you know, you definitely have to learn. That's why I always say that first year, your rookie year, you know, you have to learn how to be a pro because it's not an easy transition. You're going to see some things you ain't seen before and at a very high level.
Yeah, I don't think the numbers really stand out for Nick Clifford. but he's played, to my eye, with a presence already that's really encouraging.
Well, Nick Clifferton went all 4.
Yeah.
So he's a guy that looks like he's ready.
Yeah.
You know, when you see him on the basketball floor, he doesn't look like the deer in the headlights. He looked like a guy that's been there for a little while, who understands. He never rushes. He never speeds up his game. He seems like he evaluates. And sometimes, man, and a lot of people got mad at me. I said it early on, you know, and this is when he was playing in the summer league. I watched him. I'm like, the dude catches the ball and he surveys. He surveys like a guard. Kind of looked like Tyrese Halliburton-ish. To where he comes down and he sees the big man, he throws him the alley-oop.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, he's a facilitator. He sees the floor. He makes the right play. He isn't a rookie that catches the ball and take it and say, I'm going to get to the basket and I'm going to score. No. He catches the ball, he looks, he evaluates and say, let me make the right play.
I think if I were a scout, that would be one of the first things I would look at. I think I remember Jerry Reynolds, that that's one of the things he would look at when he scouted. You want guys that are facilitators. That's how you play the game. So often you see a very talented player come into the NBA and they aren't necessarily a facilitator. Now, if it's a truly, unicorn scorer, okay. But otherwise, that is tough, if not impossible, to learn to do that at the NBA level.
It's hard to learn, but I would say it's impossible because, we said it early on. Everybody in the NBA was that guy before they got to the NBA. Whether you was in high school, whether you was in college, you was that guy. So once you make it to the league, you really have to be a guy that catches the ball and makes the right decision. Because like I said, everybody on this floor has been the man. So if you make the right decision, you're good. But if you catch the ball and all you're thinking about is me, that's not going to fly with everybody out there on the floor.
I was watching some video of Debansa, who's one of the top 3 prospects, and he's highly regarded, and he has a little loose handle. It's easy to nitpick on these guys. He could be a great player. But also it looks like early on he may be one of those guys, Henry, who if he puts the ball on the deck, he's going to the cup. It's not a matter of, all right, there's my teammate in the corner. He puts it on the deck, you know what he's going to do with it.
You're going to learn very quickly in the NBA because how big is this guy?
He's 6'8".
Okay. 6'8", you got some good size.
Yeah.
But it's a little different when you run into that 7-foot wall and you got your head down. And your guards are on each side of the floor talking about, I'm open. You got 3 guys guarding you. You're going to learn quickly how to keep your head up, still drive to the basket, but if that guy steps up, be able to find the pass, be able to learn the little pocket pass. All of those things, you better learn those quick when you get in the NBA because that's the game.
Yeah, but, just some guys like LeBron, and he's great at so many things, but he always had that ability to see. Now, he doesn't always have to use it. Sometimes he realizes, especially in his prime, I'm better off just doing this myself. But he could always see things.
That's what make LeBron.
Yeah.
Because, it's a bunch of guys 6'8" that can just put their head down and burrow straight to the basket and try to score. Well, when you run up against those 7-foot guys down there, and then you got some little small guards that's smart, that's pulling up, taking charges nowadays, well, you lose it. So you better have your head up, still barreling down court. If you get there, you score. But if somebody step up, you have to be able to make the right pass.
Magic did that, of course, and a guy who made your all-high flyer team, Jokic, is one of the best I've ever seen. He just sees things, sometimes throws a pass, and it's almost like, where's he throwing it? Oh, I didn't see that. How about, speaking of passing, what about Domas and the fact that his numbers for assists are down? I think he had 5 in the last game. I know some Kings fans have been kind of upset about that, where his assist numbers are down. What's wrong? Where are we with Domas right now and his passing in this offense?
The ball doesn't stick in Domas's hands as much as it did prior years. Last 2 years, the ball went to Domas before it went to anybody else.
Yeah.
Domas had the ball at the top of the key. Domas had the ball at the free throw line extended, and he would face up and, find guys cutting, backdooring, or either coming off screens. We ran that probably 80% of the time, the read and react offense. Well, now it's a little different because you got different type players. You got DeMar DeRozan, who works at those 4 levels scoring, and that's free throw line extended and the baseline extended, right? So Domas isn't in there. You're running off that. And then you got to where you give Zach LaVine the ball. Zach LaVine likes to work at the free throw line extended all the way out to the three-point line. So Domas is not in that action. So Russell Westbrook brings the ball up. So Domas is not in that action. So the ball has really been taken out of Domas's hands a lot. So the assist numbers are going to be down.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're not going to talk about that. We're not shooting at a very high clip.
It's hard to get assists. If,
right.
Yeah.
If they're not making shots.
Uh-huh.
And a fourth player you can mention in that, Dennis Schroeder.
Yes, he's got the ball in his hands a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So Domas's ability to have the ball in his hands and to make decisions out there as far as facilitating has been definitely cut, probably more than half.
Mm-hmm. By the way, DeBance's 6'9". I cheated him out of an inch. I apologize. We're not looking to get rid of anybody, but as you look at the Kings roster and look what they might do if they decide to go younger, you can't help but wonder whether Domantas Sabonis might be part of those deals, because let's face it, if the Kings did decide to unload, he definitely would be a player that other teams would be interested in.
Well, I would have to say he's probably your biggest asset to unload if you're trying to, what you say, get a number one picks.
Yeah.
He's going to be probably one of the most guys to where teams are going to be like, okay, you want my number one pick? Well, we're looking at Domantas Sabonis.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be the most heralded on your team, besides Keegan Murray. And like you said, Keegan Murray probably the one player on this basketball team that's probably untradeable right now.
Yeah, so here are some theories from Matt Moore. Now, these, to be clear, these are not rumors. These are not things that the Kings have talked to these teams about. This is just somebody looking at it and saying, hey, maybe that would make sense. And the reason I bring it up is because we're just trying to get an idea of what type of options the Kings might have if they decide to go down that path. He says it as for Sabonis, it's tough. You need a team that thinks it can cover for him defensively and that needs the kind of player he is. Speculative, but the Cavs are an option as a Sabonis suitor, says Matt Moore. Cavs have had talks with the Kings several times through the years, including as recently as last year about deals involving Jared Allen. He says, if Atlanta faces facts when it comes to Trae Young, is that a good all-star swap? I don't think it is, because I don't think the Kings are crazy about Trae Young. But Matt Moore says, pair Sabonis with Porzingis, defenders everywhere. If you do that, who goes to the bench when Jalen Johnson moves to small forward? So just in theory, what do you think of those ideas? Maybe Sabonis to the Cavs, maybe Sabonis to the Hawks. I will just say again, I'll repeat myself, I don't think the Kings have much, if any, interest in Trae Young.
Okay. I'm going to go back to the Cleveland thing first.
Yeah.
And, like you said, this is just something that somebody put out there. This is the beauty and the curse of social media.
Yeah, and again, it's not a rumor. There's
Right.
no reason to think these teams have discussed this.
Everybody has an opinion and a thought.
Yeah.
I will say this. Jared Allen, what did he bring? He brings rebounding. He brings rim protection. And he brings a legitimate center down low. Positives, all three.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Trae Young, electrifying point guard, a guy that can score. But right now for this Kings organization, we are loaded at the point. So you're going to take your one true rebounder, your one true low post presence, and trade him for a guard?
Yeah, we can say that.
I think that's asinine.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Not going to happen.
In addition to that, and that's 100% true, you also have the fact that in the summer, there were reports that the Kings looked at Trae Young and said, makes too much money, too old. And there's also this, since he's been hurt, unfortunately, wish him a speedy recovery, the Hawks are playing great.
Yeah. So,
which makes them maybe more likely to trade him, but makes him less desirable.
Right. I mean, kind of like the same thing that's going down in L.A. The Lakers are playing pretty good basketball, but old man River got to come back. Old man River got to come back. And what happens if you bring LeBron back, because he's not coming off the bench, no way, no how. You bring LeBron back, and all of a sudden, all that cohesiveness you've had early on, you start seeing it go away.
Wow.
What do you do?
You think LeBron could be on the market?
No, I'm saying if.
Yeah, I understand.
If LeBron comes back and that team don't keep playing the exact same way they're playing now with the addition to LeBron, you got an aging superstar that pretty much can be done this year or next year. Are you going to let that derail what you got going right now that's looking like a pretty good team with half the age that LeBron has?
Boy, I saw them, was it Saturday, playing the Bucks? They look good, Henry. The Lakers look good.
I hate to say it. Please don't say that.
Just between you and me, I'd never say it on the radio or anything.
Don't
they
say
look
it.
Good.
You know what? I won't admit it on the radio either, but you're right.
Would you admit that you're an Austin Reeves fan on the radio?
I like what Austin Reeves has done. A guy that wasn't drafted, a guy that works his butt off. You come to a basketball team to where you're playing with arguably the best player that ever played the game. And he gives you enough confidence and tells you that you're good enough to where you can be the guy, and you step up and you become that guy.
Yeah.
So I give him all the kudos in the world. I salute him 10 times over.
Here's one thing I do have to say, talk about the Lakers. LeBron, when he comes back, hopefully comes to the realization that's not his team anymore. They traded for the person that is now that team in Luka Doncic.
I think they've been hoping that he gradually would come to understand that, but, it's one thing to understand it in your head. It's another to actually accept it in your heart.
And I mean, and come on, man. Every NBA player has an ego. And your ego gets more inflated the better you are. So we're talking about a guy that has an argument of the best ever to ever step on the floor. I don't care who he is. Somewhere along the line, his ego is bigger than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to look and say, I'm a piece of the puzzle.
Right.
When you used to be in the whole pie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, man.
The whole kitchen.
Hey, I'm going to say.
The whole restaurant.
You're the whole Thanksgiving table, right?
Right.
I mean, even the cranberry sauce.
Yes.
Macaroni and cheese, all of that. And now you have to say, well, you know what? I'm the Kirkland brand root beer over there. Kirkland brand root beer.
Shout out Kyle Draper.
And Luke is the butterball. And you're over there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be easy, man. So, we'll see how it pan out.
We'll keep an eye on that. By the way, Matt Moore says, I had not heard this. This is what he says. The Cavs have had talks with the Kings several times through the years, including as recently as last year, about deals involving Jared Allen, including three-way talks with the Pelicans. Now, I had not heard that. I don't know that for a fact, but that's interesting. Sabonis to the Hawks, as you said, Henry, that makes no sense. Sabonis to the Cavs, I'm not quite seeing it. It's interesting. I don't know about that one.
Just depend upon, like I said, the decision you make of where you want to go. Where do you want to go? Jared Allen is a player that can help a team like the Sacramento Kings.
Oh, yeah. If you're really interested in defense.
He really could, because, he's a guy that gives you a little bit more confidence when you have guys that pretty much don't guard the wing that well, and it's a lot coming down his way. He can erase a lot of mistakes.
And he doesn't need the ball, right? He doesn't need a lot of touches.
And he's not a guy to where you got to run the offense through him.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be a rim runner. He's going to be a pick and roll guy. You don't have to worry about him popping. He has one, maybe two options as far as offensively what he does down there on the block.
Mm-hmm. But if you had your druthers, if you're running this team, you are nowhere near ready to start moving out pieces yet, huh?
It hurts, man, because I want this team to be as best as they possibly can. I want them to win as many games as they possibly can. I understand where you go. I understand when you pull the trigger. I understand when you pull the plug. That's just knowing the whole game and the whole totality of basketball.
And you also want to do right for the veterans themselves.
Right. So, when you make the decision, I'm fine with it, but a decision is going to have to be made before I say, you know what, we're going into rebuild mode.
20 to 25 games maybe. December 15th is when a lot of free agents can actually be traded.
I've always looked at a 25-game stint.
Yeah.
I've always gave it 20 to 25 games, okay? Now you can make a decision. You can say, okay, this didn't work. Okay, well, are we going to make a couple of more moves to get it to work? Or this isn't work and we're going to switch gears and we're going to go in a different direction.
Especially when you haven't had Keegan for the first 14, right?
That's what makes it so hard to say, you know, switch gears and go in a different direction when your roster hasn't been healthy.
Yeah. By the way, the High Flyer shared with us earlier that he might start, if it were up to him, he might start Keegan along with Precious Achiuwa in the front court.
I would try it.
Yeah.
I would try it, no doubt. I mean, for me, really, doesn't matter who starts.
Right.
Do it really matter? At the core of the game, do it really matter who starts?
No.
You know, I always look at one of the best players to come through Sacramento in a long time, and the dude, to me, was one of the most valuable pieces we've had, and he really relished his role, was Bobby Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Jackson could have started on any basketball team, but it didn't bother him that he came off the bench for the Sacramento Kings because at the end of the game, he was in.
Mm-hmm.
He was in. You know, that's why I thought that, you know, Malik being around Bobby Jackson and understanding the role and Bobby being able to tell him how he flourished in that role was going to be a positive.
I got one potential trade scenario for you. This involves a team that's in need, and the Kings might be able to fill that need.
I was about to say, we don't have a need?
Yeah, lots of needs. The Nuggets suffered a setback Wednesday. Christian Brown went down with an ankle injury. He's expected to miss at least 6 weeks. And Matt Moore said the Nuggets are said to be actively looking for a point guard who can add shooting even before Christian Brown's ankle injury, which will keep him out 6 weeks. So, obviously, I'm not going to name names here. You can figure out, do the Kings have anybody who's a guard, who can shoot, who can defend, maybe even point guard? I mean, I will mention names. You know, Dennis Schroeder is somebody that perhaps they would look at.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Keon. So, again, no rumors or anything, but the Nuggets do have a need for a guard. The Kings have a lot of guards, so it's something I would keep an eye on, Henry.
Okay. But you're only giving me half the meat.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the potatoes? Who we get back?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure I was looking at that. I don't think, you're not going to get a first-round pick. Would you take somebody like Daron Sharp, who's a rookie?
How about give me back what I gave you?
Jonas?
Yes. How about give me back what I gave you? And we're going to help you out. You help me out. And I think that would be the dude that would be able to come in here and make an immediate impact and help us out.
But how could you get rid of Jonas so that you could sign Schroeder and then trade Schroeder for Valanciunas? I mean, I know you could. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at that. Would be so.
I mean, it could be Schroeder or it could be, you said Keon Ellis too.
Right. Yeah.
So, give us something that's going to help us. Because really, we haven't made that decision yet, Whitey.
I know that.
We haven't made that decision yet. So I'm like, we need something that's going to help us right now.
Fair enough. Yeah. And
now, if we make the decision, give me a draft pick. But that ain't been made yet. So give me something that's going to help me right now.
Yeah, when we come back, what is the deal with Keon Ellis with the High Flyer next on Sactown Sports?
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Imagine being a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit Tremfya.com.
Get Black Friday savings during the Happy Honda Days excitement going on now at Stockton Honda, Northern California's best Honda dealer. You'll score big with low payments, top trade-in value, and a huge selection of new Hondas. Don't wait. The clock is ticking at StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers.
This, and then Saturday at Denver. It seems like, have they played Denver like 15 times and Minnesota about 14 times?
Yeah, and OKC 10.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It feels like it.
Uh-huh. You look at the schedule, and it's hard to find those spots that look softer. And I know from experience, when that's the situation, you're looking for soft spots in the schedule and you can't find them. Sometimes that means you're the soft spot. If we're being honest, right?
I like that.
And you don't get to play yourself.
If you looking around for that guy, you can't find him. Like, oh damn, it's me.
Yeah. So hopefully the Kings find a way to start playing a little better here. Losing streaks will wear on you, won't they, Henry?
It does.
6-game losing streak.
It does. It really does. You know, I talked about how guys look out there, the body language, the looks on their faces. You know, I said earlier, it's really tough when you're going through this stretch. And I've seen the Kings at some particular point, Whitey, it really looks like the Kings are playing not to win, but they're playing not to lose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this will be the third time they've played the Thunder, having lost on the 28th of October, 107-101 there. Then they were back here on November 7th, and that was 132-101. And that was the Hartenstein game where he just went off. He just toyed with the Kings.
Why did he go off?
No Sabonis?
What? You're
I'm
kidding.
sure that had something to do with it. Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at? So what are we looking at tomorrow?
What'd you say earlier? Boxing 1.
Hey, triangle at 2.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do to bring it into the paint, because they're looking at the same scenario.
Mm-hmm.
If it isn't broke, why fix it? So when they match up against the Sacramento Kings, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to attack the rim early and often, because right now, our number one protector, he isn't there.
Yeah.
And last game, your guy had a career night.
Right.
Re-roll this. Let's see if we can duplicate that.
Mm-hmm. I know this is not news to you, Henry. I know you know this, but just looking during this losing streak at the points allowed, 132, 144, 122, 133, 124, 123. You've got one of your better defenders, and Keon Ellis is not playing that much. If the team is that committed to defense, why isn't one of their better defenders playing? I know we've talked about it. Kings fans are wondering. Here's what I've been thinking, although I don't know that it holds any water anymore. Okay. I've been looking at it, trying to make sense of it. All right, the Kings know what Keon can do.
Right.
Possibly, if they're thinking of moving off of some of the veteran players, they want them to play,
get
to
some value,
showcase them for other teams. But if they're not ready to make a move, that doesn't even make sense either. I'm not sure what's going on.
Nobody is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I understand what you're saying, because, you know, you would actually think that Keon Ellis would be the guy that would be out on the floor, because, you know, he brings that attribute of what you need, right? But then when you go back and you look at those numbers, it's been crazy amount of points being scored. But when you look at where the points are being scored at, teams on the average are scoring 55, 60 in the paint, shooting an average of 55+%.
I get your point, but what I've always said, Henry, is the best paint protector is the guy who doesn't let the ball in there in the first place.
I'm with you 100%. Preach, young man, preach. I'm with you. If you don't let your man beat you off the dribble, well, he's not getting to the paint to score anyway. So I'm with you 100% on that. I honestly think our rule when I played is that I don't care if you even guarding Allen Iverson. He was one of the quickest dudes in the league. You better be able to stay with Allen and give him enough room to where you'll be able to stay with him after 3 dribbles. Now, the 4th dribble, he might beat you. But he don't get straight line drives to the basket. You know, if you fall down or something happens or whatever, but you don't quit on the play either. That's what we see a lot of times out there with the Kings. They get broken down at the 3-point line, and once they get broken down, they turn and quit and get the point. No. You got to jump on your bike. You got to get back and guard something, get back to somebody. You just can't stand there and watch and expect somebody else to lead their defensive assignment and go take care of your defensive assignment.
Why did the NBA about 2014 or so, maybe earlier, become a league where so many teams, starting with the Warriors, switched everything? Where did that come from?
The Warriors being an average of 6'7", 6'8". So you switch everything. Makes no difference. You know, everybody has to guard everybody. We all the same size. So we switch everything. Hopefully we can keep everything at the 3-point line, and they won't find anything down low, and that'll enable us to get the rebound and get out in transition.
So you're saying some teams adopted that philosophy that maybe shouldn't have?
Yeah. Yeah, because when you got guys that can't play team defense, nevertheless on the ball defense, I mean, now you're losing an uphill battle if you can't play team defense.
I remember when Coach Carl was here, I remember that being an ongoing debate. They wanted to switch everything, and I think it was Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins didn't want to switch everything. And I remember talking to Jerry Reynolds about that, and he said, if you don't want to switch, don't switch. Just stay with your man.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. I mean, that's where basketball IQ comes in at. You know, if you are guarding, let's say a 1 and a 5, right? if my man's coming to screen, let's say I'm a 5, and my man is coming to screen you're a guard, and I know that I can't guard this guy off the dribble, I'm opening up. Get through. I'm not switching with you. For what? In today's NBA, how many hard screens do you see? In today's NBA, they just come together, they switch, they get the mismatch, and then they go one-on-one. You don't see hard screens. No, I'm not switching with you. Get over. And if I don't want to, switch, double team them.
Yeah. Now in basketball, no matter who you are, whether it's you or Ramsey or me, if the guy I'm guarding is setting a screen, that means they're coming for me.
Yep. Yep. They're coming to get you. And if you are the one that they always screening on, you the loose guy.
Yeah.
You're the weak link.
You got the target on your back.
You are the
or
weak link.
Maybe in the middle of your forehead.
Hey, if your guy is always the guy that's doing the screening, you got to check yourself. I'm sorry. You do.
Remember we were looking earlier. Who's the guy? Where's the guy? Oh,
right.
It's me.
Why am I always in the pick and roll? Why am I always in the DHO? Because you can't play defense. That's why.
I thought it was funny what the Kings started doing with Keon, where they were bringing him in the fourth quarters, and fans went nuts. And we all talked about it on the radio. Why are they doing that? Why isn't he playing more? So whether it was Doug's decision, Coach Christie, or whoever's decision, then they started starting him, but he still didn't play more minutes. So it was just like almost a trick, like, oh, see, no, he's playing. He's not playing any more than he did. He's just starting now, and you're playing him early instead of late. You can't fool me. I still don't know what's going on.
You know what? I will say this in Coach Christie's defense. He's tried, almost 12 different starting lineups? And every person that he takes off the bench that has a good night, he put into the starting lineup. And when he put those guys in the starting lineup, they give him a goose egg. I mean, I feel for Doug. I do. Because he's tried it. It's not like he stayed packed with, oh, no, I got my starting 5, and I don't care how bad they play. They're going to start. We're going to bring the guys off the bench. No, he's threw everybody in the starting lineup except Malik Monk. Except Malik Monk. And I don't know why, but Malik still hasn't had a chance to start. But he's tried it, and when he put Keon in the starting lineup, he struggled. Schroeder was in the starting lineup, struggled. I'm like, okay. But Eubanks tries. Eubanks going to give you what Eubanks give you.
Yeah.
Same thing as Precious. But at the end of the day, the guys who we think that can come off the bench and give us something extra when they get in the starting lineup, man, it's just like we got a virus in the starting lineup.
Yeah. One thing I think we know is Russ should be starting on this team.
Russ sets the tone.
Yeah.
And right now, we don't have anybody that's better than that at that position.
Yeah.
If you had another point guard that was really solidified and would push the ball and would do the same things that Russell does without the turnovers and without the bad shots, then yes, you wouldn't mind bringing Russell off the bench. But you got to live with what Russ brings with the turnovers and the bad shots because that's just Russell.
And so far, I know it's very early, small sample size and all of that, Schroeder seems like he's maybe more comfortable coming off the bench.
And, and maybe you found something right there. You talk about the little bitty things that you can see and say, okay, is this better? That might be one of those right there, Whitey, to where you say, okay, Schroeder's fine coming off the bench, and Russell wants to start anyway. So let's stay with that. And now we're going to go on to the next position, try to solidify it.
Yeah, I know Schroeder has had lower body injuries, ankle injuries, hip. His jump shot, maybe it's coming around a little bit, but at times it's looked almost like it hurts him to shoot. Jump shot looks a little
It looks short.
broken.
It looks short.
We know he's a better shooter than what he's shown.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's funny, though. I mean, like I said, it's very, very peculiar that when he's hitting his jump shot, he's coming off the bench. In the starting lineup, he's not knocking no shots down. So what is it about our starting lineup to where we struggle? The only guys that give you the correct numbers in the starting lineup is DeMar DeRozan. Debo's just a walking bucket. You just throw him a ball, he's going to score. Sabonis has been up and down, and Zach LaVine has been up and down. He started out on fire.
Yeah.
He started out on fire. The one thing that I can say about Zach LaVine, and I would definitely be on top of his head about this, I'm sorry, Zach, you are the head of our snake. You're the head. There's no way, no how you play 25-plus minutes and you only give me 7 attempts. That's asinine, is unacceptable. I'd rather see you go 2 for 20 than to go 2 for 7 and you only give me 7 attempts. On this team, you have to give us more than that.
Yep. We'll come back, wrap things up with a high flyer. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and mainly clear start to your evening will allow some patchy areas of fog to develop as we get closer to midnight tonight. Winds will stay light, and temperatures tomorrow morning will be ranging in the mid to upper 40s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Black Friday deals are here at the Roseville Auto Mall. Drive away in a great vehicle at the best deal during our Black Friday sales event. 20 top brands and thousands of vehicles in stock daily with savings as big as the selection. The Roseville Auto Mall, driven to be the best.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. Offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder, thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration.
Thunder.
The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Hey everybody, it's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now for the last 2 years, I've been sharing the great experience I've had being a customer of Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the sales department to the service department, they're top notch. And now is the perfect time for you to have the MB of Stockton experience. The Mercedes-Benz holiday celebration is on, and that means you can get super low rates on new and certified pre-owned models. Plus, they'll throw in 3 years of prepaid maintenance on select models. They make it easy and affordable for you to drive away in the car of your dreams. And if you have a trade-in, well, they're looking for all vehicles to purchase. Any makes, any models, just holler at my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration is the gift that keeps on giving. So take the short drive down I-5 and visit my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. And while you're there, tell them Drape sent you.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
We've been talking trades. You've been talking trades in the YouTube chat here. Torsha Jackson says we could probably get a top 10 protected first for Dave. Carmichael Dave? Torsha Jackson says Dave and the beam for the Jazz unprotected 2026 first.
And the beam.
Logical Raptors Phonetic says counteroffer. You keep Dave and send some taco sauce. Torsha said, bro, we never played Dave. Might as well trade him before his contract is up. Dave and the beam for an unprotected first.
Now, see, I'll send Dave, but it's going to be tough to say that beam now. The beam is almost an all-star around here.
That's right. But we're just not playing it enough.
We're not utilizing it enough.
They're not getting enough minutes.
We got to knock the cobwebs off the beam.
I know.
Oh, wow.
Might have to find other uses for the beam.
I'm trying to tell you, does the beam work or is the batteries dead?
It'll just be all that much brighter when we finally do use it again. Maybe tomorrow night, right?
Hopefully. It's literally been 2 weeks since we've seen the beam.
I mean, when we do light it, just let it burn all night.
Mm-hmm. Leave it on.
Yeah, leave it on for a while. Don't doubt.
So LeBron is back tonight. That game is not one of the NBC Peacock games. I know you're at a lot of games, Henry, and you're in the industry. But have you have any thoughts on how NBC is handling these games in their return? It's kind of, there's kind of a nostalgic element going back to the old basketball rock and Michael Jordan days and all that? And maybe you haven't seen enough of it.
Not really. I mean, it's all right. I really can't put a finger on it and say I like this or I like that. I mean, at the end of the day, we do know what the television presence does for the NBA, and I'm pretty sure they're getting a whole lot of money for these games.
Yeah,
and they're making the best of it.
To me, they have had a lot of respect for the product and the game and the teams and the players just with the intros they do. So I've been okay with it. I was worried, frankly, that it might be really confusing, but it's not that hard to figure out. When's the game on? What's it on? I think we pretty much got that figured out already.
Now, I will say that I like the way, they've brought in, a lot of the young broadcasters now. Jamal Crawford is on.
Yeah.
And, you got Vince and Tracy McGrady. And, I like the way that they're introducing the I would say the next wave of guys. It's just not Charles, Kenny, and Shaq. You do have some options to listen to.
Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of you got the new wave, you got the old wave, you got LeBron back tonight. You think there's something to keep an eye on? LeBron back with the Lakers, who are playing well without him.
I do, man. You know what? And it's just not LeBron. I look at every basketball team, and when that basketball team start finding some cohesiveness and they're playing good basketball to bring back your main guy, kind of like a la San Francisco 49ers, you bring back your main guy, and if that doesn't work and it starts disrupting what you had going on, how do you deal with that?
Mm-hmm. You're okay with Brock Purdy taking over for Mac?
But see, Brock came back and just
dominated.
Step back in where he left off.
Yeah.
So you don't worry about that. He did exactly what he was supposed to do.
For anybody who forgot why I'm the starter ahead of this ass in the first place,
right.
Watch.
Here it is here. Let me show you. But if Brock would have came back and threw 3 interceptions and been sacked and the team's not winning, you kind of like, hey, man, you know what? Hey Brock, you might want to take a couple more days off, man.
Well, let's face it, that could still happen. I don't think it will, but if he has a bad game and they have an easy schedule, if he struggles in one of the next 3 games, a lot of people are going to go, why is he in there? Where's Mac Jones? Get Mac Jones in there.
Of course. They're definitely going to question the situation. So that's what I'm saying about LeBron. If LeBron comes in and this team starts struggling, they lose a couple of games to where the flow is off, because you could definitely tell the flow is off, and LeBron got the ball in his hands, and everybody's like, okay, let's go, and it's not working. What do you do with a guy that has the magnitude of that size?
I know that Luka is a phenomenal player, probably a Hall of Famer. I would think that in some ways he might be a hard guy to play with, depending on how you play. You look at Brunson. Brunson left and became a huge star. And he's so ball dominant. And I know it might seem counterintuitive because Luka's a great passer, but Luka needs the ball a lot. I think for some guys, he might be hard to play with.
The guys that's going to flourish with Luka are going to be catch and shoot guys.
Mm-hmm.
Guys that stand in the corner, catch and shoot.
Kind of like the players they surrounded Domas with in the Beam Team year, huh?
Catch and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's going to do the majority of the work. He's going to get downhill. He's going to score. He's going to wait for the double team to come. You stand in your corner and wait and spread the floor just in case the ball comes to you and you catch and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Austin Reeves has been so successful. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's it. You catch and you shoot.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
But you don't like, and I don't either, Luka's demeanor?
No. And LeBron is not a catch and shoot guy.
No.
He got to have the ball in his hands too.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 guys can't have the ball in their hands at the same time.
And it was fine last year, but now when it's pretty clear which way they're going and how they're maybe the Lakers are phasing out the King, going to be interesting to see how he handles all that.
Exactly. And nobody wants to face that, it's their time. And believe me, and LeBron has defied gravity when it comes to Father Time.
Mm-hmm.
He has played at a very high level longer than anybody else in this league. So at his age right now and what he's able to do, he's definitely number 1 in that.
Mm-hmm. I could see Cleveland, if they did decide to move off of him.
Oh, for sure.
Cleveland, the Warriors have always, coveted LeBron, but now he makes so much money. And he's older. I don't think this is his last year to you, because to me, LeBron, when he's done, he's going to make sure everybody knows,
yes,
this is my last year.
And we're on tour.
Yes.
Everybody, come get on board to the LeBron James tour.
And he's going to toss the chalk up at every arena he goes to let you know he's out.
Yeah.
And it would be cool to see him do that in the Cleveland uniform.
It would.
Look at you. You ain't even questioning that.
No.
It would be cool to see him do it in a Cleveland uniform.
Yeah.
That's probably the only place
he could go.
Or go out with the same team you came in with.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. He couldn't do it any better.
Mm-hmm.
I get where you're coming from. I just think he throw off the entire chemistry of what that Cleveland team has going right now, though, in my opinion.
Well, we're talking next year, right?
Yeah,
Probably?
next year.
Yeah.
Yes. We're talking next year after they didn't figure out what they got going, because really Cleveland's window is right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're even looking at talking about getting off of Darius Garland. So their window is now. If they don't get it done this year, I could definitely see them saying, and the owner, because they love LeBron so much, I can see them saying, you know what? I don't care what goes on this year, we are going to have the LeBron ceremony on our team. He's going to go out in a Cleveland uniform.
Yeah.
I can see them doing that.
I'm in favor of LeBron going back to where it all started, but it didn't actually start in Cleveland. It started right here.
No,
Flyer. His first game was right here.
Yeah, it started here, but he wasn't in the Kings uniform. It starts in Cleveland. Because I'm going to tell you right now, can you imagine LeBron here?
I try to, honestly, but I really can't. I can't. Can you imagine it?
We said we couldn't imagine Russell.
Yeah, that's true.
So never kick anything.
Well, there you go. We don't need LeBron. We got Russ.
Oh, boys. You know what, though? It's late, huh? It's late. It must be time for us to go. Whitey done lost it completely. The meat that slid off the hamburger. It's time to go.
Thank you, iFlyer. We appreciate it.
All right, my brother. You know it's always good, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Ramsey.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us. Stick around. We got the JR Sports Brief show coming up. Bottom of the hour, UC Davis basketball. It's all coming up right here on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers